All right, ladies and germs, it is the day after Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol. That particular fight and its outcome is going to be very lucrative for me. I have to say that. For those that are not aware, if you're a content creator and your content revolves around the sport of boxing, upsets actually cause an uptick in traffic. So this has all been very lucrative for me so far. Better still, we're going to discuss just what I think about different angles of what's happened. I already talked about what I saw in the fight. I already talked about what I think Canelo should do, not necessarily what he will do, but what I personally think he should do. I talked about those two different angles in my previous video. What I wanted to discuss with you guys here tonight is why all of a sudden does he have so many detractors? Why all of a sudden does he have so much hate? How did the same people that were rooting for him to beat Gennady Golovkin become the same people that are laughing at him when he loses to a Dimitri Bivol? How do you reconcile that? At what point did Canelo Alvarez's detractors become his detractors? And I don't want to have 10 people up on the panel for this, because sometimes it makes it very hard to get a point across when there's 10 guys waiting backstage. I might open up the chat to Alexis, because Alexis will be of particular use when it comes to this particular conversation. That it wasn't that long ago, it was 2017, that Canelo Alvarez was a guy who, the guys who criticize him now, they were on his side before. They were Canelo Alvarez fans. When the whole Golovkin thing was going on, they liked Canelo Alvarez. And admittedly, I was one of Canelo Alvarez's critics at that time. But what is it that happened between then and now that all of a sudden Canelo Alvarez becomes the enemy? Canelo Alvarez is the bad guy. All of a sudden they care about clenbuterol, when the day that news broke, they didn't care about the clenbuterol. And it's the same thing as Tyson Fury in 2015. The nandrolone case, all of that was going on, but they didn't care. They didn't care about nandrolone until Wilder got his ass beat. They didn't consider Fury a cheater or any of those things until Wilder got his ass beat. So you think about that, and you think about, well, when did they decide that they hated Canelo? What did Canelo do between the Golovkin fights and, where we are now to where they hate that guy's guts? And it's a few things. One, Canelo Alvarez went over to DAZN. And as the cash cow of boxing, in this part of the world, in this country, they wanted Al Heyman to have access to him. And him going over there, it delegitimized many of the arguments that they like to make online, that, oh, nobody has DAZN. They're never going to be able to get good talent over there, because when the app first arrived, that's what the narratives were, that they're going to go bankrupt, that they're going to go under, that they're never going to be able to sign top talent. And when they saw that Canelo Alvarez went over there, that made them feel very fucking stupid. Like, well, how could you say they're not going to get top talent when the highest earning boxer in America right now, and really in the world in some ways, how are you going to try to sell your subscribers that the app is no good and they'll never get top talent when they have Canelo Alvarez? That was already like a sore spot right then and there. When Canelo Alvarez parted ways with Golden Boy Promotions, they were holding out hope. Listo pa los chingazos! There go Karma, who never want to click the link. And I know, got mad shit to say, never want to click the link. Not going to forgive you for that, Karma. One of these days, you're going to have to click the fucking link. It was a sore spot for them that Canelo Alvarez went to DAZN. It was compounded when he parted ways with Golden Boy Promotions, and they were holding out hope that he would become a Heyman fighter after that, because their whole thing is the Heyman angle. That they really act like they work for that company, or they really act like they're getting a financial incentive. See, I figure some content creators are getting a financial incentive. Some of them are, because there's no way you can't be a boxing fan, a fan of this sport, and this is the kind of content you put out. But it's still, their whole thing was they wanted Canelo, after he left Golden Boy Promotions, to go to Al Heyman. And when he went to Eddie Hearn, who they already don't like because of the Joshua Wilder stuff, that was another slap in the face, that he's made them look foolish more than once, even though They used to support him, and you don't have to believe me. You can go to those same content creators' channels and look at the videos they made around 2017 and 2018, and you'll see that every single one of them was a Canelo Alvarez fan. Every single one of them, right? 10 more minutes on the... I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that. They used to be Canelo Alvarez fans, and these are the little things that happened that made them his biggest detractors, his biggest critics. That little by little, he was making the narratives that they tried to propagate on their channels, he was making those narratives look silly. Like, how could you say that the app is no good and no one is subscribed to it when the cash cow of boxing, who, you know, generates more revenue and more interest than any fighter you like by far, than any Heyman fighter. How could you say that they're not doing well when they have this guy? It doesn't really make sense. But that didn't drive the point home enough. You know what I mean? They tried to prop up fighters like Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, who for years now have been underachievers, feasting on opponents that are no good, that are no hopers, in fights that nobody wants to see. And here in 2022, it's literally the same thing. Who is excited about Charlo versus Sulietsky? Who is excited about Benavidez versus Lemieux? Who's excited about any of those fights? Who was excited about Benavidez versus Ronald Ellis or Kyron Davis? Who was excited about any of those fights? Who was excited about Jermall Charlo versus Juan Macias Montiel? Nobody cared about those fights. And the more success that Canelo Alvarez had, the more attention that his fights got, the more they began to resent him for it, because the fighters that they like, they don't aspire to anything the same way that he does. In a nutshell, the last 2 years, Canelo Alvarez has made a lot of guys look bad with the schedule that he's been on. You know, like, how could you make excuses for Charlo to fight only once all of last year when the cash cow of boxing fought 4 times? There's no excuse for you guys. It's becoming more and more obvious that they're mediocre. And what you identify with is their mediocrity. So when he goes out there and he tries to fight a Bivol, who everybody on this channel, every single panelist that you ever see on this channel, everybody agreed at minimum, this is a potential banana skin. This could go wrong. When you see that he goes out there against the Bivol and he loses, and what you presume to do is mock him for it, I'm just wondering, why don't you want to see Charlo fight Bivol? Why don't you want to see Benavidez fight Bivol? Aren't you a boxing fan? Don't you want to see boxing matches? What you telling me? You get out of bed for Charlo versus Sulietsky, but you don't get out of bed for Charlo versus Benavidez or Benavidez versus Bivol. You tell me that you're angry that Canelo didn't fight these guys, but they're okay to fight whoever, no matter how mediocre it is. You literally turned down Demetrius Andrade more than once so you can pounce on a guy that he beat. This is why they hate Canelo Alvarez, because the schedule he's been on and the success that he's had so far has made so many of the fighters they like to prop up, it's make them look ridiculous. It's make them look silly. If the cash cow of boxing fights 4 times in a span of 10 months, there is no excuse for a Charlo to fight once in the last 12 against a no-hoper. And he doesn't even knock him out. It doesn't make sense. If this is how the cash cow of boxing is moving, everyone else has to follow his example and follow suit so that they can achieve the success that he has. And the reality of it is, even though Canelo lost yesterday and his stock took a hit, because when you lose a fight, your stock takes a hit. And he lost the fucking fight. It is what it is. Carlos says, what do you think is next for Bivol? I believe that Zurdo Ramirez could be next for Bivol. If I'm Eddie Reynoso and I'm Eddie Hearn, I tell Canelo, we're not doing this. We're not going to let your pride destroy you. You're going to go down. You're going to proceed as planned. And you're going to fight Gennady Golovkin. You're going to get yourself back in the winner's bracket. You're going to make a lot of money with that fight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to rule 168 with an iron fist. We saw on Saturday you don't belong at 175 pounds. That's what we saw. And the only reason you didn't get knocked the fuck out is because you're a damn good fighter. Because if it wasn't Canelo, any 160, any 168, any other guy from 160 to 168 with that same Bivol, they get knocked the fuck out. No, I can't say that I see that. It's too soon, though. This is the thing. Don't quote me on this because it's too soon. It's only the day after the fight. But here is what I know. Next week on Saturday, on DAZN, Zurdo Ramirez is fighting Dominic Bocel for mandatory status by way of the WBA. If Zurdo wins that fight, and I think he is going to win that fight, I think he's going to knock Dominic Bocel out, he's going to become whatchamacallit's mandatory challenger, at which point Golden Boy Promotions will squeeze the WBA to make that fight, to order that fight. That's what I believe is going to happen, just based on that. Even after this L, Canelo is still a big draw. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going to allude to, that there's a lot of people acting as if Canelo Alvarez losing this fight somehow makes Jermall look better, or Demetrius look better, or David look better, because these are the people that they brought up after the fight. That's why I made the posts that I made, because I saw what people were saying. Devoid of any one individual trying to be Mr. Indifferent in the comments. Oh, why are you talking about them? Because those are the people that are being brought up to me. That's why I'm talking about them. So if we're going to be honest, Canelo losing to Bivol doesn't make Jermall look good. It doesn't make David look good. It doesn't make Demetrius look good, because you guys are in the same age group, but he's a 4-division champion. You guys are 2-division champions. This guy beat like 8 or 9 champions. Demetrius never beat a champion for a belt. Jermall didn't beat a champion for that belt he has at 160. And David, like, need I say more? You wading in the kiddie pool. You bigger than all these guys, but you still squeezing down to 68 so you can stay on easy street. And everybody knows it. If anybody needed to move up the light heavyweight, it's David Benavidez. You already lost the title on the scales. Your last fight, it was at 169, not even 168. Canelo going up there, being as small, because he's not a big man at all, being as small and stumpy as he is, he was still willing to go up there. Y'all not. So him losing up there, it don't make y'all look good. It make y'all look scared. Now, what customers like myself that pay money to see boxing, unlike y'all, what I'm telling myself is, I see why David don't want to go to light heavyweight. I see why Jermall don't want to go to super middleweight. I see it clear as day. You don't want to challenge yourselves. Canelo didn't have to fight that dude. I said it from the beginning. That is a dangerous fight. That is a more dangerous fight than a Charlo fight, than an Andre fight. It's a more dangerous fight. If you go back to every video I talked about, you're going to hear me say the same shit. He can lose this fight. Now, unfortunately, I didn't pick him to lose. I thought, you know what? Maybe he can win on volume. Maybe if he's busier than Bivol, he can at least convince the judges that he's doing more. That didn't happen. What I saw is he's getting hit, and every time he gets hit, it's taking something out of him, because this is not super middleweights that's hitting you. This is a light heavyweight, a full-fledged, fully hydrated light heavyweight. That's what's in front of you, and it's hitting you different than a Caleb Plant, than a Billy Joe Saunders, than a Callum Smith. I still have Canelo stopping the 106. Yeah, so do I. So do I, which is why I'm advocating for those fights. Bobby Light says Canelo needs to take the rest of the year off. The busy schedule looks to be getting to him. He looked flat and sluggish. You know, a lot of people are saying a lot of different things. I've heard people say that they think the vegan diet affected him. I don't dismiss that, because what you put into your body has an effect on how you perform. That's actually very true. But I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. I'm not. To me, what I saw is you're getting touched, and when you're getting touched, you don't like it. You really can't handle it. Like, even shots you block, he's moving your whole body with shots you block. You're trying to ride the punches, but you look really uncomfortable. So maybe it's a combination of things to where the added weight slowed him down, and the punches are a lot heavier from this guy than they are from other people that you fought. I'm not a Canelo fanboy, but he ventured into the unknown and lost. But at least he ventured, while all the others cower under his shadow. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. You know, like I caught sound bites and different reactions from different people, some fighters. You literally have Caleb Plant, who got knocked the fuck out by Canelo Alvarez, actually trying to gloat about what Dimitri Bivol did. The nerve of you. And you think you're going to get fans exhibiting that kind of character. You honestly think the paying public is going to fuck with you when you show that lack of character. It's like, yeah, Canelo lost, but here's the beauty of it. Mexican fight fans don't care about protected records. So the people that made Canelo a cash cow, they still going to fuck with him. And they still not going to fuck with you. They still not, like, this is the moral of the story. Canelo lost, and it hurt his stock a little. If he plays his cards right, gets back in the winner's bracket, it's like nothing ever happened. But for y'all, nothing will happen because Charlo won't fight Benavidez, and Benavidez won't fight David Morrell, and he won't move up to light heavyweight. For those guys, nothing is going to happen. If I have it my way, I say Canelo fight all three of them. Fight David, Andre, Charlo, and you'll see the difference. Because I wouldn't pick any of them to beat Bivol. The only reason I picked Canelo is because, well, he's pound for pound number one. Those guys are not pound for pound fighters. They haven't shown that. David Benavidez is huge for 168. Why are you still in the kiddie pool? You already lost the title on the scales. What are you waiting for? I know you want to keep fighting smaller people. I dig it because you won't have the advantage at 75 that you have at 68. That's why you're still there. That's why Charlo's still at 60, so on and so forth. Charlo doesn't want to give up size to you the same way you don't want to give up size to those light heavyweights. You rather wade in the kiddie pool with the Ronald Ellises and Tyrone Davises and Romer Angulos and David Lemieux of the world. The state of you, you're fighting David Lemieux. Canelo is so much smaller than this guy. He goes up there, fights a light heavyweight. He loses. But you're supposed to be elite, fighting David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? We on fire tonight. What they don't like about Canelo Alvarez, or what I see that they don't like about him, is he upstages the fighters that they support. He makes them look bad with what he's doing. That how is it okay for y'all to do this and fight these kinds of people when this guy, he's smaller than y'all. And he fighting champions, just nothing but champions. Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol. And you could say, oh, all of them are Euro bums. What the fuck is Maciej Suliecki? Because he ain't from Texas. He from Poland. Sergei Derevyanchenko's from the Ukraine. Last I checked, that's Europe, you non-educated idiot motherfuckers. This is why I say these motherfuckers is uneducated. How you gonna knock European fighters when Charlo is fighting European fighters? But you so fucking stupid, you don't know they from Europe. You moron. I love that Bivol said he'd totally be down to drop the 168 for the rematch so he could take them belts off Canelo. Listen, man, I think that he don't need to be tangling with that Russian. That's what I think. I think that you climbed a little bit too high, and what you should do is fight Gennady. I said it before, I'll say it again. Like, you don't need to be messing with that dude, you know what I mean? But if you want to mess with that dude, I'm going to buy the fight. You know what I'm not going to buy? Davis versus Romero. I'm not buying that bullshit. You know what I'm not going to watch? Benavidez. Well, I might watch it just because it's on regular Showtime. If it's a better card on that night, then I'm not going to watch it. Being real with you. If it's a better card on that night. You know what I mean? Because I'm here to talk shit. I'm going to talk shit. I'm going to make people feel bad. And I'm going to remind you that unless you a customer, what you think about boxing don't matter. It don't matter. If what you going to do the night of the fight is still a pay-per-view, what you think about boxing don't matter. You're not even a metric. Who Who the fuck cares what you want to see when you don't pay? You got to pay to matter. If you don't pay, then you don't matter, motherfucker. Benaduquez is a big old light heavyweight. God damn it, I'm opening this shit to the chat. And we going to talk some shit tonight. We going to talk some shit. We going to talk some shit. I want to see some new faces in this motherfucker because I want to hear some different shit talked. We will not let the mediocrity survive. I will not let the mediocrity. No, I will not. I refuse. Canelo losing to Bivol is not a win for Charlo. Is not a win for Benavidez. Is not a win for Andre. It's a win for Bivol. Simple as that. And I'm only going to let a few motherfuckers in at a time. I base you up. I'm going to change your name. Your name is Raxion the Destroyer. All right? You cool with that? All right, there you go. Good. Hey, what the fuck? I changed the name. Why didn't you let me change the name?
Because it's my screen name.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Country. Country is Raxion the Destroyer.
I am now Raxion.
Right, let me see if I can edit your name. I'm gonna edit your name, Base. Base, you are now. Let me think of something good. You are Bastien the Confuser. There you go. I'm on my fantasy shit. Fantasy shit, yo. Wow for the night, yo.
I'll take that.
Okay, and Leo is gonna be
just Leo.
Leonidas. How do you spell that shit?
Leonidas.
Leonidas?
Yes.
Con rodillas.
Leonidas. Leonidas.
Okay. Leonidas con rodillas. Okay. So I'm gonna start with
You island, Jules.
All right. Remember, from now on, it's not Country, it's Raxion. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right, we got Reyes one. Let me see who Reyes one is. Katniss Everbox. Who's Katniss Everbox?
Yo. Hold on.
Why you got a picture, Katie?
What the hell?
Wait, yo. Can y'all hear me or not?
I can hear you, Reyes. I can hear you. Yo, who is Katniss Everbox? And what? Yo, wait. Let me see. Let me blow this up. Is that Katie Taylor?
Yes. Yeah.
It's Cadiness Everbox is what it is. That's what he said. Cadiness Everbox.
Yo, these motherfuckers is wild today. So look, man, first let me just pregame the shit. My main thing is this, right? When you're a good fighter, what distinguishes a good fighter from from what makes a good fighter traditionally is that they fight other good fighters. And that's where their goodness or their elitism is decided. Now, you fight enough good fighters, you're gonna lose. That's the way it's always been. You fight enough good fighters, you're gonna lose, especially if you stick around long enough and you keep doing that. But traditionally, paying customers have always respected that. I mean, that's how Derek Chisora has losses in the double digits, but people still watch this guy. Even he has losses in the double digits. And, Canelo goes up there, he loses the Bivol, not the end of the world. It is what it is. Hell, Isan saw it coming. So, it's not the end of the world. I wonder what he's going to do because I really don't know. I honestly don't know if he fights this guy again. Because remember, Manny never ran it back with Jeff Horn. And that kind of resonates with me now. They're like, yo, sometimes you just got to take that L and live to fight another day. You got to just eat that one, bro. Like, you just don't have it for that guy. But, we'll see because pride is a motherfucker. My main thing is this live is to address what exactly it is these guys hate about Canelo. So I'm going to start with Base. Base, in your humble opinion, After 400 years on this planet, Bastion, it's just, what is it they hate about this little redheaded guy?
The fact that he gets more girls than they do, and he's married.
That's true. That's true.
That's what it is.
That's true. I mean, I believe that. I believe that. I'm gonna go to Reyes. Reyes, what is it they hate about this little redheaded man?
He's not on PBC. That's really it. Like, because when I look at it and I see, you know, the amount of guys he's fighting, it's kind of like, yo, you can't really complain. Like, fighting Bivol is a pretty hard task for any fighter in the world right now, even, you know, someone as Canelo. So it kind of confused me at one point, and then I was looking at all these guys and they were saying, oh, you know, actually, no, I'm going to say it honestly. I realized he's not on PBC when they said, oh, he needs to fight Spence, and he's afraid of Spence. And I was just thinking, oh, he's afraid of the guy that got thrown out of a car.
So
That's
let's encapsulate. Reyes believes that the real beef that they have with Canelo, and the reason they're so quick to I guess mock him, kick him when he's down, is because he's not a PBC fighter. I'm gonna go to Leonidas con Rodillas. Leonidas, is that what it is in your opinion? Is the reason they all of a sudden hate Canelo, who they used to support, and I know this to be a fact, is that why they hate him? Simply because he's not a PBC fighter?
Nope.
All right.
I think the real reason that they hate Canelo, especially some of these boxers, is because Canelo believes in himself. He has always done, always been, and is why it takes some challenge that some of these guys probably will never take. Let's talk about the PBC. Okay, you have some guys there. I don't think Germán Charlo is a bomb. I don't think Benavidez is no good.
He's a bum. I'm just playing.
Okay, we can disagree on that, but this is the problem. Even if he is a solid fighter, you have a guy there you can fight. You can establish yourself as the top guy in between middleweight and super middleweight. I'm talking about Charlo and the Benavidez fight. And you sound shaky, you sound weird, like you don't want that fight. If you believe in yourself, you will take that fight right away, because there's nothing for you in middleweight. But you're not gonna do it. Why? Because
you don't believe in yourself.
You don't believe in yourself, and you don't believe you can obtain that kind of greatness that Canelo has. Never.
I want to say this. I want to say this before I pass it to Raxion. I want to say this before I pass it.
Can I add something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
For the fans, for these PBC fans, it's really tough to see, because they are not gonna admit that, but it is evident. The guy you support is not the real deal. He doesn't believe in himself. It is not that good. It's not that. He's not a bad fighter, but he doesn't want to test his mettle against the other guys in his own promotional company.
Okay.
So they make excuses every time.
Okay. I'm gonna go to somebody who I haven't had the chance. Super Saiyan. Let's see who Super Saiyan is, because I don't know who that is. Super Saiyan. What do you make of the whole thing?
What I make of the whole thing is, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay. What was the question exactly? I came in kind of late.
Basically, the guys that criticize Canelo today, not but a few years ago, they actually used to support him, but something must have happened in the middle to where he became the enemy. So what we're discussing is what exactly that is, because they used to like him, they used to support him, but all of a sudden it became the thing to do to belittle and berate him. So we're identifying what exactly happened. What is that? What happened?
Gotcha. I believe that. I think that.
That's
Canelo,
you know who that
he
is?
had
That's Jay with a voice modulator.
Yep.
what?
Good.
That's Jay.
What?
That's Jay with a voice modulator.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So busted.
Oh shit, y'all got me. God damn. You still want my answer?
Go ahead.
No, it's I think that mostly his detractors who are now, the people who is detractors now that used to support him, I think that they just, they have these impossible standards. You know what I mean? It's like they used to be like on his side, and I think it's and honestly, I'm sure these are mostly like just PBC diehards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the jealous of Canelo because like his success will never be tantamount or equal the success that Jamal Charlo will have, David Benavidez will have, and everybody else. Like honestly, even Spence will have, and like they want their success to equal Canelo's, but that's never going to happen. So as a result, they trash him and just shit all over him pretty much. Like they were calling this man a cherry pick. Jules, you said earlier, everybody on this channel knew that this was a fight that Canelo could lose. And he lost.
Yeah, he fucking lost. Shit. Like, I think we all agree on that. Let me go to Big Boy. Big Boy, so I think you know what the conversation piece is tonight, that basically at some point between 2017 and 2022, a lot of guys that used to support Canelo, all of a sudden they started hating him. And we're trying to identify what exactly is at the root of that. So what is at the root of that?
You mean the fans' perspective or the fighters?
The fans, really, because it's the fighters. Look, for what it's worth, for all the shit that I give these guys, Charlo actually celebrated Canelo's move to 175. Errol Spence Jr. said he's pound for pound number one, and that was 3 weeks ago when he was asked by the Schmo, who I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of MMA, but I do like the Schmo. And the Schmo asked him, who's pound for pound numero uno? And he said Canelo. So it's really not the fighters, it's the fans.
Okay, well, I guess a lot of people are sick of seeing him win all the time. They think maybe he's invincible, so it'd be good to see him win. And I won't lie, I did enjoy seeing Canelo lose, but at the same time, I still respect the man for stepping up so high, trying to reach such high goals. But I think maybe it's a fact that he's beaten a lot of their favorite fighters at the same time, so they also want to see him lose. I'm
using my CIA skills. I detect either a New Zealand accent or an Australian accent. Are my skills? I knew it. I fucking knew it. You want to know why?
Alien power, man. Jules got
Alien
fucking power. Yeah.
Alien power. But you want to know why? Because my ship landed in New Zealand, where they used to film Hercules. The Legend Continues. Remember Hercules with Kevin Sorbo?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my ship landed. All right,
awesome.
Now so let's keep going, Big Boy. You feel that they resent Canelo Alvarez for one, the success that he's having, and because he may have beaten one or two fighters that they like.
Correct.
I'm gonna go to Katniss Everbox. Katniss.
Yeah.
What do you think the problem is, man?
Well, I look at this as anyway. Of course, I can't do the fucking voice as long, man. I've done it enough. But like, listen, I had this little argument with this little fanboy that. Well, I responded to him and like. He's still posting pictures of the Mayweather loss from 9 years ago, from 2013, right?
Jesus Christ.
And I'm telling him like, yo, that shit was 9 years ago, bro. And then I get a notification, and he replies back to that same thread, and it's like, oh, look what happened. Like somewhere along the line, like, look what happened to your boy, as if I had skin in the game. And I'm like, dude, he took on a challenge that to me, none of those guys of his contemporaries could ever face. Like I still feel like there's this like mentality of like living vicariously through a fighter.
Oh yeah,
that is never gonna take care of them, and it's like, bro, he's never gonna dap you up You know, he's never gonna, you know, fuck his hoes. Never gonna, you know, cash up you some money. Like, stop fanboying, bro. Like, just stop. I think it's a lot of people that are torn by the fact that, yeah, he does copy the same business maneuvering as a Mayweather, but he has replaced him as the face of boxing, and that's something that they don't like. And there is also a segment of Golovkin fans that can't wait to see him lose, but also feel like they're very confident in him winning. I, for one, I'm slightly confident, but like I'm not over the moon over this. It's still a possibility that he takes over 168 and affirms his dominance over there. But you really just got to let it go, whatever it is, because like you can't just make it all about conspiracy theories. All the machine is behind them. Yeah, there is to some degree. The judges have already shown that, but that's all it is. It's just to advance, you know, their business plans to the next fight, and that you can't really stop it from churning. You cannot stop the machine from going. You can either stop supporting it, you know, or stop bitching about it.
Well, I'm gonna say this before I pass it to William the Convincer. That's my buddy William. Basically, what's going on here, and this is going to make things very uncomfortable, is race politics and tribalism.
Oh,
big time, because we're still hearing about Floyd, right? This is the kicker, and I mentioned this in my previous video that at 23 years old, right, Canelo fought the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. 23, right? He lost a fight. You know, Floyd looked great. I give him props for it all the time, and I don't make excuses because Canelo was a champion, 23 and not. He's a champion. And, you know, at 23 years old, Floyd wouldn't let Gervonta Davis park his skateboard next to Vasil Lomachenko. He wouldn't let him park his skate. Like, nah, because you're not built like that, in other words. See, what I see is this, right? And people not going like this. You're mad that Canelo can lose and people still gonna fuck with him. Whereas Floyd had to be perfect and people still don't fuck with him. That's what you're really mad at. You wish that he got that kind of love, that he could lose a fight and people still gonna fuck with him. Like, nah, we still fuck with him. But nah, your thing was building up the oh, I'm perfect. Well, for all your perfection, right? For all that shit, a lot of people still don't fuck with you. Some of your own cohorts in boxing, they don't fuck with you. Like, you don't, like, to say that he's respected always feels to me like a stretch, because what I see when I say his name and people react, they don't respect it. You know what I mean? They literally, they don't respect it. Like, a lot of people don't for various reasons. I respect it because, well, I was a fan of the fucking guy and he won me a lot of money. But in the greater scheme of things, it's the resentment that I see Canelo gets. It is resentment. Like, it's resentment. Like, y'all really hate that dude. What the fuck did he do?
Jules, a lot of it, and I hate to say this, but there's a certain amount of fans in PBC and LDBC that it is racially based resentment because they feel a non-black fighter is getting all the accolades that black fighters should be getting, and that these black fighters are just being left out, and that's not totally the case.
I mean, listen,
that's what you hear.
Raxion, that's exactly what it is. Not because I came to that conclusion, but because they said so.
Right.
That's literally what these guys say. And I'm like, okay, sir, if your beef is that Charlo don't get the accolades of a Canelo, why should he?
What is he doing that you know?
Let me make the point. Is Charlo a 4-division champion? No. Has Charlo ever been a unified champion? No.
Nope.
Has he ever been Ring Magazine a lineal champion?
In his dreams.
Has he ever fought the likes of a Miguel Cotto or a Gennady Golovkin or even a Daniel Jacobs? Like,
no.
On what premise besides this is he supposed to get the same as Canelo? Because what I see, and I'm always uncomfortable broaching this subject because this is not that kind of channel. But if I have to address the hate, there's no way I could do that without addressing that. What you waiting for is for Charlo to get looked at like Canelo. So when is he going to do some Canelo things? Because that's what it would take. Now you have a fighter that I think is. I've said it before. Anecdotally, I think Terence Crawford is the most skilled fighter in boxing right now. I don't rate him as that because that would be breaking the rules. But I think Terence Crawford's the most highly skilled fighter right now, right? You have this fighter. He is those things. He is that multi-weight champion. He is that Lineal Ring Magazine champion. He is that undisputed champion. Y'all don't fuck with him.
Yeah, but Ring, you know why? He's not on PBC.
He didn't fight nobody. Meanwhile, he's
It's not just that, but like who's
and everything else.
Look. One at a time. Gary Antoine Russell goes in there with a faded Victor Postol, and he's all of a sudden a world beater. Terrence beat that man when he was a world champion, when he was unbeaten. Y'all say that's nothing. But Gary going in there with him now while his family's stuck in the Ukraine, war-torn Ukraine. That's a big deal?
See, but in their world, telling the truth equals hate. And that's
Let me read these super chats. Bivol new name is Bop, Breaker of Plans. They said Benavidez can beat Canelo now since Benavidez is bigger than Bivol, but I don't think he has the skill Bivol has. Canelo actually would fare better against Benavidez since he's flat-footed. Well, I've said this before, and honest to God, you don't have to believe anything I say. You could go to the videos when I did them and look at the dates. I honestly believed that he was going to go with Charlo. I was happy that he went with Bivol, but I thought, if he wants to take it easy, fight Charlo. He's no good. Fight Benavidez. He's weight drained. All it's going to take is for a good enough fighter to expose it. The man is weight drained. Those are hard cuts that he's making every fight to stay at 168. All it takes is for the right fighter to show that. They're like, yo, this dude is not all that. What he is he's bigger than a lot of these guys, and these guys aren't good enough to push him. But the second somebody pushes him, you'll see the man is weight drained. I'll wager a weight drained Benavidez at 168 pounds is not as durable as a fully hydrated light heavyweight, and that's common sense. Dimitri Bivol is a fully hydrated light heavyweight. You are a guy who goes into fat camp for fights. You're not working on things. You're just going into fat camp every single fight. Eventually, it catches up. You've been able to get away with it because you're very young, but that doesn't last forever. So make the Canelo fight. I'm with it. Now, William the Convincer, you've heard everything that everyone else has said. What say you?
Okay, so can you repeat the question for me just once so I can answer clearly?
Okay, so between 2017 and 2022, the guys who used to support Canelo ahead of the Golovkin fight all of a sudden decided to hate him. What coaxed that hate?
Okay, so I'm going to take it a little bit of a different angle from where everyone else is. So in today's world, with the media that we consume, we generally chase after what we want. And so in the past couple of years, we've had a couple of different Canelo storylines go through the presses. And I feel like the reason why the fan base has split so drastically is because we're in a world now where people are literally chasing the storylines they want to play out. And in the marketing in the marketing for this fight, it wasn't that good, number one. And number two, I feel like it was just more based off of Canelo's name is why the fight was selling more than anything. And because Canelo is both loved and hated by the community, depending on who you ask, it just seems like I feel it started to splinter more when he was starting to win, when he moved up from 60 to 68.
Yeah.
What was the name of that gentleman who he fought?
Rocky Fielding.
For that interim title? Rocky Fielding. Okay. Now, this is going to sound weird, but I remember clearly that after he won that fight, first of all, nobody actually heard of Rocky Fielding before that. But
I heard of him.
Victory,
he's my brother.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
I see the resemblance.
But you'll notice that a lot of people use that win against Canelo as he fights people who are beneath him. And so that kind of I feel like that's kind of where that point of view originated from, was from that win. So, I mean, I really can't say specifically why people are so divided on him. I think he's great, but you could definitely tell that people want to throw out there that he's either on drugs or he's cheating somehow. They say that he's fighting people who are beneath him, and they were calling people like Bivol Euro trash, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
yeah,
what the
Euro
fuck is
bum.
that?
Well, look, I'm gonna make things very uncomfortable after I read these super chats. Fanboys are flip side haters, sadly. Right? All right. I got another super chat here I want to read. I don't want to miss any of them. I'm very grateful for the super chats. Panel, how do y'all feel about Benavidez after saying he knows the secret to beating Bivol but won't fight him? I feel that David. listen. I honest to God, I tried to like David Benavidez. I really did, because I felt like this kid wants the fights, but Samson won't let him have the fights. That was the feeling I had. And then when I saw that, like, dude, you just want to stay at 68 and play in the kiddie pool. That's all you want to do. You're no better than Charlo. You're just bigger. Yeah, you're calling out Charlo because he's smaller. That's why you're calling him out. David Morrell came knocking on your door for a fight at a time when you can't have a super fight, when Charlo won't give you the time of day. And what your daddy told him? No. That man don't even got 15 fights. Y'all that scared?
How many of these guys would have been on their feet in round 12 with B-ball? Ask yourself that. How many of these guys would have made it to the very last round?
That's the only thing I credited him with, is that he has a great chin for a guy moving up in weight. And dude, if any of these guys take these flush shots, they're going down.
Now, can I say this? Can I say who was that? Was that Super Saiyan or was that Katniss Everbox?
Yeah, that was me.
Katniss, this is what I want to say. What they really hate about Canelo is they don't identify with him. They don't identify with someone like that. And what is Canelo? Successful, bold, ambitious. He believes in himself, like Leo said. That's what they don't identify with. They are not the kind of individuals that are willing to gamble. They're willing to play it safe and be mediocre and live their mediocre lives. So when they see mediocrity and what moves motivate it, they identify with that mediocrity. That, oh, what am I going to go fight Bivol for? Well, Bivol just beat Canelo. That's why you go up there and fight Bivol. Common sense. If you're, depending on how your mind works, that, you know, the reason you go up there and fight a Bivol, I'm going to show y'all that even if I can't get a Canelo fight, I'm going to find a way to show y'all that I'm better than Canelo, because I'm going to go up there and I'm going to beat the guy that just spanked him. Their minds don't work like that. Their managers don't believe in them enough to make those fights. There's a lot of things that don't get said in boxing that are common sense. A lot of y'all managers don't believe in y'all fighters. That's why y'all don't let them fight shit. For all the shit that Canelo Alvarez gets for beating Caleb Plant, don't forget that Samson Lukowicz ain't want to make the fight. And that's on fucking camera. That's not my opinion. That's on camera that he didn't want to make the fight. He said, no, you has to wait. Maybe 2-3 fights, you has to wait. I got the fucking video saved. I could pull it out whenever I want.
Did you remember when Sebastian Fundora was on the Boxing Voice interviewing, being interviewed by Ness? And Ness was just so giddy, like just talking about, just trying to have a conversation with him. Like, yo, what's your favorite, place to eat? Like, yo, I like In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger. Yeah. And Samson intervenes like, no, the free advertisement. I'm like, yo, dude, for once, can you stop being a fucking douchebag, businessman? Look, they're just trying to have a conversation. You're being a fucking jerk off.
Well, he is a jerk off at the end of the day, and that's why this is what I take comfort in. If we're gonna be petty, right? Let's just be. I'm gonna be all the way. I'm gonna be 50% petty, right? Because I don't really like being petty. It's not in my nature. But the truth is, Charlo ain't ever gonna have half the following Canelo has. Canelo
petty. That's just the truth.
I know, but sometimes telling the truth could be perceived as being petty. That people don't fuck with you like that, and they never will. It don't sting now, but you wait and it'll start. They never gonna fuck with you like that. Nobody rock with you. Nobody rock with you like that. Your own, and I'm gonna tell you something. fuck Twitter, fuck YouTube. Your own don't rock with you like that, and all you got to do to know it is check the receipts. They don't come out for you, bro. They don't come out for you, and they won't. And that's really why you mad at this little stump, because he is not a big guy at all, which is why I give him credit. They're like, look, at least he was willing to go to light fucking heavyweight. You can't get Charlo to go to 68, and the man is 6'1".
Can I say something controversial though?
Go ahead.
So I honestly think that Benavidez would have landed a lot more cleanly on Bivol than Canelo did in this fight. And that's only because Benavidez is over 5'9", correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that he would be able to line up his shots better, but he would have got knocked the fuck out because Bivol has shown that not only is he good with his footwork, but he's also great at dodging those punches. Most of Canelo's punches were landing on the forearms and, the elbows. So not only is he great defensively with his footwork, but he's also great in the pocket with that. So
let me say this. Benavidez wouldn't have as much trouble as a small Canelo Alvarez finding his range. I think he would have a little bit more success early on finding it, but eventually he's going to start getting clipped. Why? Bro, you got clipped by Ronald Gavril.
Yep.
That's not my imagination. You got sat on your back pocket by Ronald Gavril. You needed 2 fights to get one decisive victory over Ronald Gavril. Now this Russian guy, I saw him get hit right in his whole face with a big old right hand from that construction worker. You not that construction worker. Like, I think you would have to go through the gears just to beat that construction worker, because you had to go through the gears with Gavril, and that was at 68.
Yo, shout out to Chris, who said on one of them spaces that Benavidez could lose to a George Groves.
I don't doubt that. He doesn't fight anyone.
No.
My main thing is this. I can't be critical of Canelo losing the top comp when y'all don't even fight top comp.
Exactly.
Like,
just because he loses, right? Don't make Benavidez better. Don't make Charlo better. Doesn't mean fuck all if Spence moves up in fucking pound ranking. He ain't number 1.
Congratulations. You still an undefeated fighter. And who fucking cares?
In one weight class.
And who fucking cares that you're fighting David Lemieux? Who really fucking cares? Who fucking cares that Charlo is undefeated and he's fighting Suzuki? I don't.
Outside of being a one division champion, what did Caleb Plant ever do? Because in my limited understanding, the man's never been a Golden Gloves champion. He's never been a gold medalist. What has he done?
Yo, listen, I'm gonna be real, because Caleb agitates me. He pulled a bad joint. I ain't even gonna front. Like, he married well. I gotta give him that. I gotta give him that. But other than that, Caleb is a cornball. My man, you got knocked the fuck out, right? So that when Bivol beats, you've been quiet this whole time. I swear to God. Who mic is that?
Super Saiyan.
That ain't me.
No, that's Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
All right. The dude has been quiet as a church mouse ever since he got knocked the fuck out by Canelo, only so that as soon as Canelo loses to the kind of guy that you would never fight, you want to start running. You want to start bumping your fucking gums. You can't make this. You can't make the level of shamelessness up. Like, bro, are you serious? You got knocked out by that little ass man that is mad littler than you. He knocked you the fuck out.
Jules, have you noticed it's a pattern with just not just fighters, just PBC fighters. Whenever one of their rivals takes an L, or they just seem to come out of the shadows talking shit, like they're the ones that beat them. You know
because
what I mean?
they wasn't because they wasn't raised right. That's why. And they're gonna get with that kind of lack of character, they're gonna get what that gets you. Because everything we do catches up. I know y'all humans don't know that, but aliens know that. What you put out, that's what the fuck you gonna get. Now you want some weird ass shit that you think, because Bivol beat Canelo, it's okay that Canelo knocked me out? How the fuck you sound? Bivol beat Canelo. Can you beat Bivol?
See, but
We know the
something
answer.
that I've
We know the
said
answer.
something I've said for a long time. The fighters of old didn't give a crap about whether they had a O or not, and they, even though they took their L's if it happened, and they kept fighting and they stayed great. Fighters today act like the moment their O disappears, their career is over with, and they're done. That's how they act, and that is a problem because these dudes, in comparison to the old champions, are soft. Mentally, they're soft.
The main thing is that it's jealousy, and I'm not even gonna get into the fighters. Really, it's the fans that I focus on because it's like, look, the fighters gonna do what corny ass shit they gonna do. Like for me, Caleb coming out today and talking that fly shit when like, bro, that little ass 5 foot, because Canelo ain't 5'9", and everybody know that. That dude is 5'7", bro, 5'8" at best,
5'7.5" at best,
and he cleans your motherfucking clock. So
Hey,
he
Jules,
loses. Yeah.
But the problem is the fans encourage that in today's fighters, though. See, so they're connected.
Yeah, but
They do.
I
They
don't
really
I
do.
don't like I don't want to violate, like I don't want to all the way violate, you know, like because at the end of the day they got a dangerous job, you know, so I don't want to violate a lot, but it's certain shit stand out. Like, my God, that little 5'7" man knocked you the fuck out. What the fuck does Bivol beating him have to do with you? You can't beat either of them.
I guess Caleb forgot how he asked him mid-fight, I'm doing good, right? I'm doing good, right?
Yeah, wait. I was gonna ask, what exactly did he say? Because I saw some stuff he said on Twitter where he did talk about that moment and said, "Nah, I was trying to tell him like, yeah, I'm that guy or something." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of corny."
Nah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know, yo, dog. I honestly didn't know how to interpret that because I'm like, what is this, like some G shit in Tennessee? Because I'm from New York. Maybe something getting lost in translation. But
Yeah, like I saw it, and he was like, "Nah," like I was trying to prove to him like I'm not Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And I was like, "Wait, that's your ceiling? Just not that bad?"
yeah, look, the shit blew my mind because I'm like, bro, you got knocked the fuck out in front of 16,000 people and 800,000 people at home. Did you miss it? Because we all saw it. You talking like you missed it? Like, really? You got knocked out, bro. You don't beat Canelo. You don't beat Bivol. You don't beat nobody at light heavyweight. You probably shouldn't have don't even sneeze in the direction of the light heavyweight division because you won't make it.
I can't imagine like during the Four Kings era, like Duran moving up all the way from coming all the way from fucking lightweight from where you originated from to face fucking Hagler, and then he loses by decision. And like, did you ever hear like any of the other contemporaries like talking shit like, "Oh, I would have beat Hagler. Oh, I think Duran's easy pickers now." Like, no, you don't hear none of that shit. They just take care of business.
Men don't act like that.
They don't.
They man children. That's what they are.
Exactly.
Just being real, men don't act like that. Like if you real, right? If the realest shit that any one of these guys could do, Caleb already fucked it up for himself, so he can't do it. But the realest shit, them other respect. That was a hard fight. You fought at 75. I ain't even done that. Respect, bro. If you want to do some man shit that'll make people respect you, that's the most you could do. But if you come out bumping your fucking gums about him going to a division where you dare not go, motherfuckers gonna roast like, bro, why you even talking? You never gonna win a belt at light heavyweight. Ever.
And can I just add a real quick? Like, I heard Bivol in the post-fight press conference talking to Eddie Hearn about, look, if I didn't beat Salamov or Craig Richards, right? I probably wouldn't have gotten the Canelo fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, you know what? He's right about that. Because like, before you make it big, right? Before you get to that stage, there's some pre-requirements to position yourself for that type of stage. And that's the problem. They don't want to do that.
No, I must say I didn't take what he said that way. I took what he said as he took what he said. I took that shit as he looked at bad because this the other thing. And I never, like, I don't know, B, like, I'm gonna just say what I think.
I didn't think he looked bad with Craig Richards. I think he just looked a little bit simple, but he didn't look bad. Like, bro, he was not never losing that fight. So how the
No.
fuck he look bad? People say he looked bad. I'm like, what's the bad part? He wasn't never losing that fight. With Salimov, yeah, the fight was boring, but he wasn't losing. When was he not winning that fight?
That was really one sided. The Salimov fight, like he won damn near every round in that fight. Like that lead.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean. Like when I say a guy look bad, something must be wrong. I'm like, how he look bad? It's like if I say, look, Shakur never looked bad, and I said that in the recap. Shakur never looked bad with Nicotina. People might not have been excited, but no, he never looked bad because he didn't make no mistakes. The fight never got away from him. So how could he have looked bad? You know, because people were saying, oh, like, yeah, I get it. It wasn't exciting, but, you know, look bad. Bad is you fucking up. That's when you look bad, when you fucking up. I never saw people look bad.
Yo, could you add Chris? I think he's backstage.
Okay,
Real
Julius,
shit.
can I say
Go ahead, Leo.
something?
Go ahead, Leo.
Okay, I want to talk about some of this is ignorance, just straight ignorance about how how boxing works. Because you have a system, a four-belt era of champions, the WBO, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. Some of these fans don't recognize any of those belts in the way of, if you're a champion, you are not necessarily the best fighter in your division, even if you have two or three. I think it gets tricky with some fighters, but at the end of the day, when fighters don't know what to look, the media tells him
Yeah.
what to think, and that was what happens with fighters in those kind of ways that people, for example, from America, from the United States, don't have really any fighters. For example, Dimitri Bivol was a great champion in his way with several title defenses, but people thought he was a cherry because they didn't know anything about Bivol till now.
Yeah.
So when the media goes there and tells him, okay, Bivol is not good, Bivol is a bomb, Bivol has fought nobody, these guys don't know what to think, so they think what the media tells them. And talking about weight classes, people don't understand the concept of weight classes.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
They don't understand that between super middleweight and light heavyweight, there is a huge difference. Look at your Marshall, looking great at junior middleweight. He goes to middleweight, he doesn't look the same.
No.
He looks good against super welterweights moving up in weight, but against middleweights, it doesn't look like the killer that he was.
Well, I'll say, look, the most people don't understand that it's like Sebastian Fundora, for example. While he might be 6 foot whatever, he doesn't have a cruiserweight frame, so he's not a cruiserweight. Just because he's tall, you know, he doesn't have the frame for that kind of weight. Canelo is a very small person. Like, he's not a big person. He's a small person. He's just stumpy, but you know, he can fight. He's a stumpy guy. And it's, you'll find that most stumpy guys got hands. Be like, stumpy guys got hands, man. Stumpy guys and fat guys, those are the hardest people to fucking fight. Skinny motherfucker, you can deal with a skinny motherfucker. But stumpy guys and fat guys, they'll give you a hard fucking time. All right?
Tell that to Tommy Hearns.
Yo, he got, come on, what you talking about? What you talking about? Iran Barkley handled that. Stop talking.
2 times.
Stop talking. What are you talking about?
If Tommy Hearns hit you clean, he gonna hurt you.
Yeah, if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle with the if. Iran Barkley handled that. Stop it. Stop it. M.A. Bustamante said 5 for the live. Keep up the compelling arguments. Ring and Company Country is on to something. Most fighters on the all-time list have multiple defeats. Yeah, because the way it goes, the way you become known as a good fighter, it's a process. The way you become known as a good fighter or a great fighter is by fighting other good and great fighters. Canelo fought a lot of good fighters, probably 2 great fighters, really 3. He only beat 2, but he fought 3 that were great. Floyd, Cotto, Golovkin. Those were great fighters. Those are you guys you could say great fighter. You know,
Shane Mosley.
Oh yeah, but Shane was old. He wasn't great when he fought him. He was old. Cotto was still formidable. We saw that in that fight with Canelo, and we saw that after that. Because watch the Cotto fight. What I want y'all to do is watch the Cotto fight. Cotto is not big at all, right? Watch the Cotto fight and how he handled himself, and watch the Smith fight, or the Saunders fight, or the Plant fight, or the Jacobs fight. And you'll see, Cotto is, say what y'all want about his slippers and how he be hugging his homeboy, but he thump, like he fight, and he fight good. All right, for a low ass man, because he is not a big guy. Like these little motherfuckers.
Yo, bro, I didn't even want to remember what he was doing with the in the bed, bro. Why you bring that up?
Because it's hard to forget that shit.
Nah, you not. It was easy for me to forget that. Why you do that, bro? You fall for that.
All right, Tank the Fairy. Appreciate the super sticker. The point that I'm making is what they resent about Canelo Alvarez is he got the ambition, they don't got it. And you don't identify with that. What you identify with is fuck shit, loser shit, broke shit, and bum shit. That's what you fuck with.
One thing I wanted to make too is that he's also along the lines of kind of one of those special fighters, because Roy Jones, I mean, very few fighters can jump up to heavyweight. Roy Jones was a special fighter that did it and won, but then came back down. But very few. Canelo is of that kind of cloth. Maybe he's not as successful as Roy, but he is of that cloth because look at what he's doing. Now, he has
success in many forms. Success in many forms, because the positive that I took from yesterday's performance is you telling me that you still can't at least knock this motherfucker down at 170. You can't knock him down at least. I'm thinking that's all right, bro. Like this motherfucker, like he losing, but he's still there. Like he made sure not to go down. So you bum motherfuckers. Y'all not like I don't see Charlo knocking him out. Like, no, bro, you couldn't knock out Montiel. Couldn't knock out Brandon. Do I gotta go through the same name? Listen, like, you don't be knocking motherfuckers out, bro.
He was standing there looking pissed off, man. Them dudes would have just fell out on the mat.
Like, look, man, I want to add something else. I think Canelo also, in the little sense, has being one son of the hate. Because this for me is a truth in life. If you keep winning, if you keep succeeding, things are not gonna be fair. They are gonna be in your favor.
Yeah,
I know some of the decisions Canelo got in his career were like very convenient for Canelo.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the Golovkin fight, maybe the Austin fight, maybe the Lara fight. Okay, so when people see that, they don't understand what they are seeing. They see a guy that maybe is privileged, maybe has something under the table that keeps him winning, and after a while they say, "Okay, is this guy is that good, or is just cherry picking his way to greatness?" But that's what happens when you keep succeeding. Like Golovkin. Golovkin, for me, he will never get a title if he wasn't a marketable guy in his own his own platform, in his own promotional company, because for me, he didn't win against Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko beat him soundly. But he got a decision. It's because he did a good job against Canelo. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I scored it 6-6, but the point from the knockdown is what saved the fight for Golovkin on my card. That like it's 6-6, bro. He's got 6 rounds, you've got 6 rounds, but you got a 10-8 round and he don't. So I could see that Golovkin won the fight. He didn't look good, is my thing. That he just didn't look good in that fight. But I see your point that when you keep winning, you become that guy. My thing is that's everyone though. That's not just him. That's everyone.
Yes.
Oscar didn't beat
everyone.
Felix Sturm. He didn't beat that dude, bro. He didn't beat that dude.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Danny Garcia didn't beat Mauricio Herrera. He didn't beat that dude, bro.
Let's
At
not
all.
go
At
Julius,
all. At all.
Julius, let's not go that far. Germán Charlo didn't beat Corbo.
He didn't.
No.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
My son Korboff, white man Korboff, was throwing that left hand like he had nothing to lose, did he? Like, God damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That
It's
left
like,
hand was nice, nigga. Like, shit.
I mean, I think, look, most of the talking points that we're going over right now, we've actually gone through them before. And the point of this discussion was to pinpoint the hate, because this stuff we know. We know all these talking points. We've been through them before, that this guy got a gift and yada, 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 and the double standard. When the crux of it is basically, you don't want to be great and you don't want anybody else to be great, because then that makes you look bad for not trying. That's the crux of the conversation. The fighters you like, that you identify with, they don't want to be great. And that's good enough for you. But you see another fighter that he does want to be great, and that makes those fighters that you like and you identify with, you fuck with them. That makes them look bad. So now you hate him for making them look bad, when all he's doing is trying to be great. You don't want to be great.
That's some fuckboy shit.
That's what I mean. That's really what the crux of what I'm trying to say is, that like, you're mediocre and you cool with mediocre and you identify with mediocre. That's you. That's in a nutshell. That is you. You are mediocre. And if anybody aspires to be better than that, you hate them for it.
You know,
Like,
can I add on to that?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I've been quiet. I've been listening
No.
to all these
Yeah,
fantastic
I'm
points.
with it. Yeah. Go ahead. Give me time to think.
I just want to say, in addition, that boxing fans, I've noticed, in comparison to other sports, are very fickle. Very fickle. So, for example, it's bred this mentality. It's like, I can't lose the 0 because I ain't got no fans afterwards. You remember AJ when he lost to Usyk? Everyone bandwagon. Oh, he was never that good. He was a fake champ. It was bullshit. Blah 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 blah. And then I'm thinking, like, okay, as much as I'm not a fan of MMA, they're like, okay, these guys lose like 17 times and they still got a shit ton of supportive fans. We as fans in the boxing community, I've noticed, are very fickle. I don't know if this is something bred from like Floyd's, like, oh, I'm perfect, I'm money.
It is. No, it is. It is. Because look, for those of us that was around for everything before Floyd's era, it wasn't like that. All this goofy ass shit that be going now, motherfuckers wasn't sitting around in barbershop. Motherfuckers would sit down and talk about a fight and the fight. Motherfuckers wasn't all this goofy ass shit that be going on that, like, nah. You know what I mean? But also what you have to factor in is the populace and the state of the populace, their frame of mind. People were, I'm gonna say, for lack of a better word, they were realer then than they are now.
Hey, Jules, that's what I was saying earlier, though, man, about the fans, how they perpetuate it. That's exactly what I was saying.
Because you literally got Charlo on camera running behind a security guard.
I think that's the problem, Jules. I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head, so to say.
Yeah.
I feel like the internet is honestly a fucking detraction from the sport of boxing, and I'll tell you why I think this. These vocal minorities that talk all this bullshit, this blah blah blah. In real life, they sound so different from how they sound online. So, for example, you hear my voice right now, bro. I got told online from some dumbass in the comments, "Oh, you sound white. Your opinion is invalid."
What?
Let me say this, right? Because I look, this is because I hate for things to devolve into me against groups. I'm not against no group, you know. I love everybody. Asian, Russian, black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rico. I love everybody. So I never wanted to sound like a conversation where it's me or us against a group. No. My mind does not work like that. I'm too evolved. I'm too fucking smart. All right. Let's get that out the way. But these individuals, for this conversation that we are talking about, yes, that is 100% true. And I be thinking, like, yo, like, you saying all that shit online, behind a Google stock image, you already kind of telling on yourself that either you are too fucking ugly.
Hell yeah, I'm ugly. I admit it.
No, not you. I'm not ugly. But I'm saying that if you gotta, in other words, if you gotta go online and you gotta use a Google stock image of this and that, bro, why you even talking shit? You ashamed of your own fucking face you was born with.
Right.
You can't fool me. God, yo, say it again, Chris.
Let me say it loud. So for the niggas in the back, God does not fuck with you nor like you.
Real shit. God don't like you. That's what's going on.
And can I just say one more thing as to like this supposed hate for Canelo? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, because that's all I can be honest. Look, this is such a vocal minority, and you've touched on this before. They don't pay for fights either way, man. They don't give a shit about supporting the actual fighters that they want to support, because if they did, Jamal Charlo wouldn't be like however much his pay-per-view does. 120,000 against a nobody. So don't make this narrative like, oh yeah, this is not the fight we're seeing, so that's why we're not supporting it. But it's like, you don't support your fighters either way.
That's the same fucking shit. Look. Same shit I said. Like, I genuinely wondered ahead of the Errol Spence Jr. fight, what's it gonna do? Because Ugas is not as popular as Danny Garcia, and he's not. But he did just fight Manny, so I mean that's gotta be worth something, right? Nope, wasn't worth shit. It wasn't worth shit. Didn't do nothing, bro. 240. But he's a star, right? Y'all the ones making videos. Yeah, he overtook Canelo. Real 240? 240 overtook Canelo.
For unification.
I was on the space, right? And someone said, Errol Spence Jr. is a lot more talented and has more IQ than Canelo. I said, what?
Yeah,
of course they say something like this.
Boy.
Of course. And now I'm gonna get psychological with y'all, right? The reason you see that, and I can't stress this enough. We are talking about at the individual level, because you cannot generalize human beings. You can't. They're unique in every way.
Right.
But at the individual level, I'm being real. As an alien, I notice. I know you don't notice because you human. I'm an alien. It's different. Like, I see all the colors, all the infrared spectrums of the rainbows and shit. Right? Let me finish. I'm speaking to the individual whose mind operates in this way. You have an inferiority complex. First, you attach yourself to an athlete you live vicariously through. That is already your inferiority complex right then and there, because you have one. So you attach yourself to an athlete, and then when you feel that athlete is not being viewed in the light that you view them, you attach him to someone who is more successful than him, and you berate the successful guy to elevate him, even though in reality, no, Errol's not as successful as Canelo.
I developed a name for this. I call it a logical fallacy. It's called appeal to fanboyism.
Yeah.
Good one. It's a good one. I'm going to trademark that shit.
Because it's kind of stupid that if Canelo is a bad fighter, why do you need to bring up Canelo? He's a bad fighter. He sucks. All he gets is gift decisions, and he's on drugs. Yet you can't stop bringing him up, even though he sucks.
Like, he didn't knock out James Kirkland off the foul shit. Like that didn't.
James Kirkland ain't even a good example because James was inactive. You ain't got to bring up James. Let's talk about how he did Danny Jacobs. Y'all argued that Danny beat Golovkin. I remember it all, right? Danny beat Golovkin. Canelo handled Danny better than Golovkin. All he didn't do was knock him down, but he took him easier than Golovkin, right? The logic don't stick because it's coming from a place of emotion, and it's coming from a place of emotion because psychologically, a lot of these cats is already unstable. Now, these content creators, and I say this all the time, they prey on that because they know it's there. They prey on that. They know what to say that's going to strike a chord. And it'll make the
psychologically unstable too.
I'm stable, bro.
I'm batshit insane. I'm like
Yo, bro, you're
$50,000 in debt.
Yo, let me say something though. Let me say this. So I was listening to what you were saying, and this might sound a little bit crazy, but I think Tyson Fury did the right thing when he pissed off over half the boxing world when he lied about wanting to fight Joshua. Because now everything he says is put into question. And from a marketing standpoint, that's almost perfect. Because now he's free to do whatever he wants, and nobody's really going to believe him at the end of the day. So when he says something like he's going to retire, we don't know if he's coming back or not. That generates interest. Canelo, he's still popular. He broke the indoor attendance, and then that was broken by Fury recently.
Not the not that was only an American record. I don't know what the record is in the UK.
Thank you for clearing that up. But anyway, so the only major difference between the popularity of Fury and Canelo is that Canelo is more beloved worldwide than Fury is, even though Fury is the heavyweight champion. Anyway, all I'm saying is that Canelo is incredibly popular, that when he's about to pick an opponent, the whole boxing world stops and waits in anticipation.
Yeah, but
Are you in a damn monastery?
Look, you can't get up in the morning. Let me champ the shit, nobody say nothing. Because this is what these guys do. They get up in the morning and log into their Twitter every day, literally every fucking day, every day. And I'm gonna trash Canelo. Canelo ain't shit. He ain't good. He not a good fighter. He get gifts. He's on drugs. Pay the judges, right? He sucks. He's terrible. So then why you so hungry for your boy to fight him? He sucks. Right? He sucks.
Yo,
if he sucks, how could he be the bar of standard for your excellent fucking fighter? He sucks.
Well, he sucks. They swallow. It's perfect.
Julius, let me tell you something. Julius, let me tell you this. Yo, you remember when Spoon said, yo, Bivol was a bum? He said, like, oh, Benavidez spars with him. Like, if Bivol was a bum, why would Benavidez spar with him?
Yo, look, Chris, check the shit.
Talk to me.
Motherfuckers are stupid, right? Like, Spoon is stupid. Like, I don't mean stupid like he said something stupid. Like, inside his brain, there is the stupid lobe that of stupidity, right? And you can't tell him that and he gonna know what you're saying. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, you could tell him what you just said, and I hear you. Like, because I'm not stupid. I'm from over there in space. You could tell him that same shit you said, and I promise you, he won't hear you. How could you say Bivol trash and Benavidez is sparring him? I hear all of that and see all of that. You tell him that shit, you might as well be speaking Chinese.
You know, it's funny. He made an excuse of like, oh my God, we just needed to get, accustomed to the way. I said, this motherfucker here.
Listen. I'm telling you, it's motherfuckers out there that you better off not talking to them because they all the shit you saying, it ain't going motherfucker. Like, you don't have the. It's like you got half a computer. Like the other processing parts of some shit, it's not there. The ability to process that information, take it in, listen to it, evaluate it, and having informed that you don't have that. You have feelings. You just feel shit like a child, like a 12-year-old child. You just feel shit. You don't have a hierarchy or a school of thought
at all.
That's why the shit that motherfuckers say, I'm like, yo, it's not possible to be this stupid, is it? It's not possible.
My nigga, bro, like, I'll be looking at it like, yo, you can't be this retarded, my nigga. What's wrong with you?
If the motherfucker is as horrible as you say he is, right? Then why you so thirsty for other motherfuckers that you like to prove they self to him or against him? According to you, he sucks.
Like, why did Killer Fred try to seek his approval?
That's the shit I'm talking about. When you see your old man on camera, they ask, Akin Barak sat there. They talk to Chalo. I love it. So what you think about Canelo going to 75? I love it. I'm glad that he got a team. I'm like, yo, your man is on camera.
And I need all my contacts because real talk, I still talk to these niggas, man. I still talk to some of these niggas. So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. My mom barked on me, my nigga. It is what it is.
Yo, your mic is live, fam.
How you, my nigga?
We gonna listen in on his whole conversation.
Who we
Yo,
talking?
somebody, we talking.
There is something in the background.
Somebody get a pen and paper out. I want addresses and bank account numbers.
I like to believe that they have one neuron that just bounces back and forth, kind of like that screensaver logo.
Yo, I don't think they have that neuron, bro, and I ain't even playing. I'm not. When I say that, I think that something is missing in these motherfuckers' brains. I'm not even. That's not even for comedic value. I'm dead ass. Like something in your brain, all cylinders is not firing.
Julius, in my opinion, you call this, how do you call it? Victimhood mentality.
Yep.
If you have a guy like Jermall Charlo is not, from that point of view, Jermall Charlo is not that successful because he hasn't had the chance, the opportunities that Canelo had. Canelo is a privileged guy. Jermall Charlo is not.
Mhm.
So he needs the chance to prove that he's better than Canelo. So you should fight him. But if Canelo beats him, like I think he's gonna beat him, he beats him because the cards were rich, there was a fix in the fight, or because Canelo cherry picked him in the right time, or any other conspiracy that goes with that kind of thinking.
I
So,
agree. It's
in their
anything.
mind-
It's anything other than Canelo is better than
Yes.
him. It's
Yes.
anything other than that.
Anything else?
No matter what he does, he's not redeemable to them. Like it's always second guessing.
Can I
Oh, if
be
he
honest
wants,
with-
oh, there was a fix. Oh, if he loses, he was trash anyway.
But pretty much, like, look, Wilder picked Fury, right? Nobody picked Wilder. I mean, nobody ordered him to do that. He did that. So that when Fury went, he ain't shit. Then why you fought him? He ain't shit. You cheater. You be lying. You picked
You know
him.
what? You know what kind of confused me about it too? When the fights that they wanted to happen started to come true, like when Canelo seemed like he was about to fight Jamal, their entire tune changed. Like I saw people online saying, he's picking him now because Charlo had a bad fight against Montiel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, what? How? But
Bro,
for
I'm telling
years,
you, it's not like the
I
way
thought I
that
was in the Twilight Zone.
my God, I'm telling you like this. This is how I know that it's all emotion and it's no logic. You've been sitting here day in, day out, Canelo fight Charlo. So then when he about to do it, your emotions is, oh no, that's not good. We don't actually want him to fight Charlo. We just want to talk about it all fucking day. It's
Yeah.
all emotional.
It was the same thing with Terence Crawford and Sean Porter.
Mm-hmm.
When Terence Crawford was about to fight Sean Porter,
Broken goods.
yeah,
Exactly.
he's damaged
Yeah,
goods,
yeah,
he's about
that's
to
it.
retire, everything.
Washed up, all that.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I don't get where how can I explain this right? So when I listen to Jermall Charlo, it sounds like he has his brother's record.
Word.
He pumps himself up like he's his fucking brother, and it always throws me off.
Bro, you really would have thought he was the unified champion of the fucking cosmos. Fuck boxing. You would have thought he beat Thanos and Galactus and the Power Range. Like, yo, you really talk like you that dude. So you can
He's
run
like
behind
Danny.
security.
He's living off.
No,
He's
hold on,
living
hold
off
on.
his wins from
So you
from a previous division, right?
So you can run behind security because Frank and Vitas is like, yo, that's crazy. You a grown ass man that ran behind security. I thought you was like a gangster or some shit. Pull a hammer out if you a gangster.
He's gangster until goddamn old ass Mike Tyson's like, so when's that Benavides fight? He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, I mean, my guy,
Yo, it really sound like he had a titty in his mouth, like.
my guy, he literally went on Mike Tyson, and when Mike Tyson asked, "Hey, what do you want?" I want all the belts. I'm like,
All right, call out somebody.
I
One
want
person.
all the belts. I'm like,
Tyson
Bro.
was squirming in that interview because you could see Tyson wanted to break him off and just tell him, look, You're supposed to be fighting people.
Country, I'd be like, he was like, I'd have chewed your ass up and spit you out.
Mike must have been thinking, damn, I chose the wrong brother to interview.
Yeah. I'm saying all I'm trying to say is that, right, it's people out there that literally see the same things that we see, but they interpret them very differently. For me, there is no other way to interpret it than, look, these dudes is not that good. It's you know, it just is what it is. They not that good. But these guys see them as like icons or so. Like I had one dude tell me that Canelo don't want to fight real dogs. So let me see if I understand this. This was earlier today on Twitter. Canelo don't want to fight real dogs. So Golovkin's not a real dog. Cotto's not a real dog, right? Right?
Mayweather's not.
Right, mate. He must not have been, not if Canelo don't fight real dogs. But Charlo and Benavidez, these is the dogs, yo. These is dogs. And that's how I know there's something upstairs, something in their mind, literally, not joking. It don't work.
It's almost like they look at it like a wrestling storyline.
Let's say Canelo got those fights, right? He fights Charlo. He goes back down to 168. He fights Charlo, Benavidez, wipes the floor with them easy, right? We wake up the next morning. Oh, what are the excuses going to be then?
He's ducking Neighbor Morrell.
He's ducking Christian and Billy.
You see how ridiculous
he's ducking Andre. In fact, he's ducking Neighbor.
They just keep adding names to attach to him.
It's always going to be somebody else, always, no matter who.
Because they attach and this is the weird thing. I think I speak for everyone on the panel. When I watch a boxing match, I'm watching a boxing match. It's not a civil war. It's not a tribal war. It's not. It's a fucking boxing match. Ain't nobody getting shot. Ain't nobody getting stabbed. Don't nobody got an ice pick. Ain't nobody. It's just a boxing match. It's a sporting event. But when these motherfuckers see the shit, I don't know what they watch. Like, what are you watching?
They think they're watching a Marvel movie.
It gotta be like Avengers.
It's a battle between good and they're watching Black Panther. They basically is, you know.
Go ahead.
It's not, I don't even think it's that, man. If I'm being honest with you, man, I think it's just that I don't want to sound harsh, but I feel like there's nothing going on in their life, and so they have to put their mentalities like, oh yeah, this is family, this is my guy, he can't lose. He's
but he Roy was my guy, but I still had shit going on.
I know, but
I was in college just getting money. Like it's that shit going on.
It's that hyper not vigilant, but it's that hyper emotional state. But I swear to God, it's almost like it's that time of month for them, man. It's like that hyper emotional state where it's like, this is my guy, he can't lose. Why is he being ducked? Even though that's not the truth, it's like the goddamn Me Too. It's my truth.
It's my truth. Word. Let me read the suit. I'm stationary like paper. People said Canelo beats Andre Ward. I don't know what people said that, but if they said it, I dig it. I don't know what to say about that. You gotta go to them people and ask them about that. In my humble opinion, next Canelo versus Triple G3, then Ryder in the UK to close the zone deal. Maybe PBC deal versus Maul and Benavidez can follow. Hopefully, leave Bivol to Mando Zerto. I'm gonna say this: if I'm Canelo Alvarez, right? Turn the camera on for this shit. All right, check the shit out. If I'm Canelo Alvarez, man, I still ain't take the fuck. All right. If I'm Canelo Alvarez, right? I'm still the cash cow of boxing. I could still buy and sell one of you motherfuckers. You understand that, right? So you want me, right? Charlo, Benavidez, cross the fucking street, or you don't want to fight. If you want me, right? Yeah, I went to light heavyweight and I got beat. One of the strongest things that you could do as an individual on this little blue planet is be honest with yourself. Because once you're honest with yourself, other people can't hurt you. Yeah, I got beat. Bivol beat me. You won't beat me, though. Fuck him, because you won't even fight him. You can't beat me. If I'm Nello, that's me. You can't beat me. Yeah, I fought a light heavyweight. I'm not a big man. I went up there. I thought I could get him. I couldn't get him. He's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. You know what I mean? But I know this. You not him. You won't fight him, and you won't beat me. Not you. You baby soft. I'll beat the shit out of you. And that's what I wish Canelo would do. Because, like, yo, you still an A side. You understand that, right? you still command an audience that is way bigger than any of these guys. So I get on the mic on Monday. Yo, I want Charlo. I want Benavidez. I want Andre. And you gonna watch me knock all three of them out. That shit would set a fire under the whole boxing world ass to the point to where it wouldn't even look like he lost this past Saturday. Y'all cats talk wild shit about me, and y'all bring me up in every fucking video. Tell you what, if you want me, come get me. Come get me. Why you fighting David Lemieux, David? What the fuck kind of fight is that? Charlo, why you fighting Sulietsky? Why didn't you just fight Andre? Andre, look, you ain't fight shit, bro. All right, but if you want me, come get me. The fuck y'all gonna do? You couldn't knock out Liam Williams. You're gonna knock me out? Come show me. I don't know why he don't do it. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, this is off topic, but you just had such a powerful speech, I couldn't interrupt, you know.
Oh.
So one thing I've picked up since last night, because sadly I wasn't able to join into the live chat, but it was a hell of a fight, so I just want to say that. But so many Beevil fans came out of the woodwork last night. So many formerly non-existent fans came out of the woodwork last night. Yeah, he went from Eurobum to cherry pig.
The best thing is sliced bread.
Yeah, you know, everything. But what I wanted to get at is, like, even if Canelo did what you just said, man, it won't matter, dude, because there's always going to be an excuse. There will always be an excuse, man.
No, I know that, but not at those weights. Believe it or not, that situation.
He's ducking Errol Spence.
Let me tell you, that situation at 168 is how I feel Canelo should end his career. Honest to God, right? You beat those three guys. Who else is there? Who?
Spence.
Come on up, Spence. If I'm Canelo, come on up, Spence.
Nah, I just want to chill on my ranch.
I gotta be on my horses.
Listen, if I'm him, I get Crawford on the phone. Crawford, comes to my ranch, right? If I'm Canelo, Crawford comes to my ranch. Then I'm gonna shoot a video. It's gonna be like a old Bin Laden video or something, right? It's gonna be me right here, and Crawford right here. Either I'm gonna fuck you up, or he gonna fuck you up. Which one?
It's gonna be like at the end of Rocky, man. You just see goddamn Canelo and Crawford at the end.
Ding. That's my movie. But no, I call Crawfords. I call Terrence Crawfords. Yo, comes to my ranch, Crawfords. And you know, you get the girls, they'll serve Crawford up some quesadillas and you know, like, they'll be wearing bikinis and shit. And you shoot the video like, listen, it's like this, Errol, because you keep mentioning me, or people keep mentioning you and me. So this is what we gonna do. Either I'm gonna fuck you up, or he's gonna fuck you up. You just gotta pick the order. He could fuck you up first, and I'll beat the shit out of you after that, or I'll beat the shit out of you, and then he'll beat the shit out of you after that, because you won't win. Ugas threw 3 punches that whole fight, and he felt all 3 of them shits. Stop gassing him. Please stop gassing him.
And people make it seem like Errol Spence didn't have his goddamn mouthpiece fly to the 17th dimension in that fight.
And he didn't go to the 17th dimension. He stopped. While Ugas is still punching, he stopped. Like he dropped a contact. And this is the guy?
It's like he said, it was a rookie mistake. Bro, you're not a rookie. You've been a champion for a while now. You're not a rookie. What you talking about?
It's the second time I've seen him do it too, to be honest. I saw him do it against Danny. He looked down for some reason. I was like, what you looking for?
It's like he get punched in the face and get shot.
I need to see him do that for the Terrence Crawford fight,
I know what he's looking. I know he's looking. He's looking for his engagement ring for Yellow Beezy. That's what he's looking for.
Fuck around.
Well, he's looking for divine intervention. He's like, wait, Ugas was supposed to throw a punch that fight.
I'm being real there. I'm like, yo, I don't know what happened, because I think back to the Larry Holmes era and just the type of shit that used to get talked. The Rockmon Lennox Lewis confrontation. I love that confrontation. I often revisit it. I'm talking to you the way I want it. You know, my man Mike Tyson. Change your station. Talking to you the way I want to talk to you. What happened to that, yo? What happened? Fuck off. That's my shit. Yes, what you took.
Why you gotta talk like? Why you gotta talk
Mike?
like
Why
that?
you gotta talk like that, Mike? Fuck you.
Talk the way I want to talk.
Talk to you the way I want to talk to you. You don't like it? Change your station. It's my shit. What happened to that? Stop giving these cats a pass because they can't stop talking about you. Every other interview, who they talking about? They talking about you. I'm like, look, I lost to Bivol. That's cool, B. But you not Bivol, fam. Let's get it right. You ain't. If you want it, come and fucking get it by all means. I'll bet you they don't come get it.
Hey, Julius, hypothetically speaking, what message would that send to the boxing world if Canelo took that rematch right away and actually knocked Bivol out? What kind of a message would that send?
Wow.
Honest to God.
Just hypothetically,
and just processing that, I think that they'll put him. I think that would put him at ATG status because that's shit that ATGs would do. If you look at the old fighters and how many rematches they had with the same guy, they won some of them shits, they lost some of them shits. Like Sugar Ray Robinson, I think he lost at least 2 to Jake LaMotta. It was one. Jake got him though. He did fucking get him.
He got him one time. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just think about that, like, if he did that, that's some real old school throwback shit.
Julius, do you know what will happen if Canelo knocks out people in the rematch? California and Texas will be no more. Will be part of Mexico.
Yeah.
Canelo will conquer those territories.
As someone who lives in California, he should hurry the hell up, man. I'm almost paying $9 for gas over here.
Listen, California is crazy, bro. Especially right now. All the Californians is going to fucking Texas, is what I was told. Yeah, real shit. Elon Musk took the whole operation, moved out to fucking Texas, man. It's real shit out here. But if he knocked him out, yeah, that would be legendary. You know what I mean? Like that would be something that boxing fans see. This is what's missing for boxing fans in today's era is the magic. Like Ali beating Foreman was the magic. You feel me? Foreman coming back and winning the heavyweight title at 46. That was magical. You know what I mean? Like you really didn't like he ain't go, he cool and we like him, but he ain't gonna be able to pull it off. But he did it. You know what I mean? That's magical shit. Even Lennox, the way he got knocked out by Rockmar, you wouldn't have he gonna come back and he gonna get him. And he came back and fucking got him. Like, yeah, fam, like he fucking got him. When I seen Roy dancing circles around John Ruiz, hit him so hard in the ear that his ear was bleeding, that was the magic. That's what's missing right now is the magic. So if Canelo, looking the way that he looked yesterday, could come back and knock out Bivol, that's the magic that has been missing for a very long time, I might add. Because nothing magical has really happened.
I'm not gonna lie, man. After I saw it when I was seeing Canelo last night in that fight, man. It's not that he's fat, but he just looks pudgy, like
too short to carry all that weight.
He looks like, for example, like when I see him like twisting to the side, like I see like not fat, but he looks out of shape.
Now look, it's two things really. It's two things really. Dimitri's not just taller. He has longer legs, longer strides. It ain't nothing but a step for Dimitri to get out of range. It's nothing but a step to step in and step out. Canelo, because he's small and his legs is little, that's like 2 steps for him to get in range or to get out of range. You see in moments where Dimitri has him pinned down on the ropes, he's drowning in there, man. He's fucking drowning.
He was suffocating.
Drowning, like this big old man is trying to get at me. And all he has to do to not be within range of my punches is take a step back. One step. What makes a Benavidez fight different is Benavidez don't punch like that. He throw hooks and uppercuts. You want to be close to the guy. That actually helps Canelo if you want to be close to him. But a guy who's going to be in and out, that's difficult because his strides are longer. It's a different fight.
That fight, when I saw it last night, I swear, like from round like fought till the end, man. It was like he looked like he just needed one punch to go to sleep, man. I
I
swear to
agree
God.
with that. I agree with that. He
It
looked like
was.
he was one right hand from going out.
I swear to God, if
That's
I
why
said
I
this,
was kind of pleading with Bivol to kind of throw that right hand,
Like really
just to
step
see
on the
what would
gas.
happen.
Just step on the gas and hit him clean. Just
I
one good one. You
I
know.
talked to some people last night, man. I said, dude, if Bivol had better Beef's power, bro, Canelo would have been asleep, man.
Better Beef's
Canelo
approach,
would've
no,
probably
Better
said-
Beef's approach is so different from Bivol. See, Bivol, how could I put it? Bivol is trying to catch something, right? That's kind of what fighting him look like you trying to catch him because he's, you know, he protects himself really
fast.
well. Better Beef is more like managing the pocket because I guarantee you this, Canelo doesn't have the legs to get away from him. Like he doesn't have like, no, you don't have the legs to get away from him. So your only out is the pocket. Can you angle off and hook and slip and hook enough to where you're getting the better of the exchanges? You know, that's my view of that fight, that's what you have to do. It's a very different fight, you know what I mean? Because one thing I know is you're not going to get away from him. That I know. When he comes forward, you're going to be there. And it's really a question of what happens when you get there or when he gets there. Because you're supposed to be a little faster than him because you're smaller. And if you can hit him, I still feel like, look, Better Beef's issue is if you hit him with a punch he doesn't see, he's going to go down. But he gets so much respect when he comes forward that people don't want to, like, bro, I don't want this dude hitting me. Please.
I mean, after his face got messed up by that headbutt, dude, and he was bleeding, he looked like a goddamn monster, bro. He looked like he stepped out of MMA.
Bro, that shit turned them on. Like if you watch the first knockdown, right? The first knockdown, watch after he knocked him down, ref goes over to Marcus. Better Beef like this. Looking at, smiling and shit. Blood all on his face.
I remember that.
Bro, I was like, yo, this dude is sick, B. Like, he's sick. Like, the fuck?
I was screaming to Marcus, stay down. You tried. You did your best, bro. Stay down. Don't get up.
Worst fucking thing he could have did was get up because it just got worse after that.
That's what I said, bro.
If a fighter's bleeding and he's grinning at you, he don't give a shit about his health. So what do you think? What do you think he gives a shit about yours?
He ain't give after the fight. Get on his knees, pray. I'm like, yo, this dude is wild, fam. Like, real shit. I think B-Ball can get him for what it's worth. The problem is boxing being the way it is. I don't know if they're ever gonna fight. I feel like B-Ball versus Ramirez is probably more realistic than that. If it's me and I'm Eddie, right? Bob been talking shit about me for 2-3 summers, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get on the phone with Better Beef's manager. Listen, bro, we got some money for you over here, bro. We got the dude that beat Canelo. What the fuck does Bob have? You gonna stay over there get them peanuts, or you gonna get this fucking money? I get on the phone with his manager. I backdoor the shit out of Bob. Like, yeah, yo, win some, lose some, but we doing all the big fights.
Who would be the A side in that fight?
Don't even B-Ball. He beat Canelo. He beat Canelo.
Yeah, but technically speaking,
if people didn't know about B-Ball, they know about him now. Come on now.
Maybe it's just me, but I think that B-Ball would beat Better Beef in my opinion.
That's been my opinion for some time now. That
really,
yeah, I've already said it plenty of times. The reason for it is simple. When does the fight happen? We still don't know. How old is Better Beef this year?
He's like
37,
37.
38. Yeah, he's old. He's about 37 now. He's 37 now. But when do they fight? By the time they fight, what are we looking at? 38-year-old legs?
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I said that in the other live. I said that if it would have happened, like let's say, okay, it would have been Bivol instead of Vosdick. Yeah, that Better Beef would have probably beat Bivol back then. But when are they gonna do this fucking fight? By the time they do it, if they do it, this man gonna be 38.
Just imagine if Joe upset the apple cart.
Oh wow.
I mean,
even if he doesn't, like, how much damage is that fight gonna do to him?
Well, I mean, because Joe can't get, and I really love that. I'm so glad we're gonna get that fight because it's just
likewise.
Somebody's getting hurt.
Somebody's getting hurt, but it's just that Joe is not a bitch, and Joe seemed to rise when people don't think he has a shot. this is that fight where it's like, yeah,
Yes.
bro, this
Like
guy's
another
gonna
fight where he's
fuck
the
you.
underdog, and what has he done? Like four fights where he was the underdog and he won out and
Bonfara, Hopkins, Alvarez, Hart. He was an underdog in all them fights. But he rose. The one fight where he the favorite.
he goes
Maybe
he
should
goes life
also.
and death with this dude, man. Like
Yeah, like bro, Vlasov had you looking gonzo out here, B. So look, we all know I'm pretty sure if he hasn't opened up as the underdog already, he is going to with Better Beef. And
Absolutely.
that seems to be where he strives.
What if this is another situation? Like we're all picking Better. I'm sure everybody on the panel is picking Better Beef to win, and he goes out there and fucking knocks Better Beef out and upsets that. I'm like,
oh man, this year has been horrible for my bets, man. I lost hella money this year.
What if he punches Better Beef's head off his shoulders and it lands in Long Island?
Memorable.
Bruh, I mean, like, look, what I like about Joe, at least for this fight, is he's very crude, but he's coming forward. And I think that his best chance is to punch with Better Beef because you can't get away from, you're not going to get away from him. Let's make that crystal clear. The whole, I'm a jab and move, and you're not getting away from him. So your best bet, take it to him. He's not used to that. And maybe it puts you in a line of fire, but you know what? This whole fight you in a line of fire. It's your best chance.
Hey man, against Better Beef, any hit can be a das vidanya and good night.
It could, but I'm saying what? Is Joe going to box at range? Get jabbed?
Hell no. Hell no.
Bro, you don't got no shot trying to be that. Other guys that are that, like Jesse Hart, like Marcus Brown, those are guys that move and punch and try to stay behind their jab. That's what they do, and it didn't work. Then you look at Vosdick, he liked to move, and he actually has a good straight, but it didn't work. So if you that guy I'm not running away from Joe. I'm gonna take it. I'm not running away from Artur. I'm gonna take it to Artur. Like, all right, you big bad motherfucker. Let's see which one of us going to the hospital.
Punch him in the dick, dude.
Punch him in the dick.
It worked for Stevenson.
Bro,
they got to move that fight to the big floor, man. Because I need a ticket.
Bro, that one's in the Hulu theater. It's only gonna be 5,000 for that one.
Fuck.
Where tickets don't sell right now?
I don't think they've gone on sale yet, but they already announced that it's gonna be in the Hulu theater though. Because I seen the boxing scene article that it's in the Hulu theater.
I can see the fight right now though, man. Joe hits him right upside the chin. Better Beef just turns around, looks him dead in his eyes like a goddamn Terminator. I can see it, man.
Man, let me read these super chats. Y'all see Ryan Garcia talking trash, bro? Ryan is.
What the hell is he saying?
What did Ryan?
He said some slick shit.
Gotta take it like a man or something like that.
Oh.
When you say go ahead like Ghostface Killer, I don't.
Only in today's society can a goddamn influencer tell a boxer take it like a man.
Just like you took getting dropped by Luke like a man, you disappeared for a year and a half. Nice.
GM Strong say Canelo should go full Ricardo Mayorga. Yeah, yo. Shit talking in the right way will scare the shit out of people if you strike a chord in them. Like, yeah, I lost the B-ball. What, you think you can do better? You go fight him. Or better yet, why don't you fight me? You're not going to like none of those options, depending on when he tell you, how he tell you. If I ain't shit because I lost the B-ball, then come show me how I ain't shit. Show me.
Jamal likes fighting people who have losses, man. Hey, Canelo just lost, man. That's your ideal fight.
Yeah, if I ain't shit, then show me I ain't shit. Come up. Because I'm tired of you big for nothing ass motherfuckers. Jamal, you are 6'1", and you've been hiding out at 60 all this time. You are 6'1". David, you are 6'2" if you ain't 6'3", hiding out. You don't want to fight them light heavyweights the way I did, but I'm supposed to be a bitch. I'm supposed to not be shit because I lost. So come show me that I ain't shit then. Come show me. I'm the A-side, motherfucker. You do as I say. Y'all don't have an audience. I'm the payday. That ain't changed. You not the payday. What you gonna do? He need to talk his shit.
Ryan's such a little bitch, man. Like, he went 12 with a journeyman while Canelo just went 12 with a champion. Give me a fucking break.
The fucking nerve. If he doesn't have nothing else, he don't have a belt. He don't have no morals. But man alive, does he got a lot of nerve. Got a lot of nerve, man.
That's why I throw eggs at him.
This dude had a Mariah Carey moment because he had to fight Javier Fortuna. They're laughing at me. You went, he said he walked into the ring, no so Jim, and he just started crying. Why
bro? Man, you know how bad it looks when a boxer comes into the gym crying, man. Oh man.
Javier Fortuna did that to you, bro? Or was it Jojo Diaz that made you cry? Because you pulled out of both of them fights.
Man,
That's
if
ridiculous,
Javier, if
bro.
Javier did that to him, man, imagine him having to step in with Camboso, Solomo, or anyone else that actually has a name.
Bro, I don't know, B.
Bro, he's gonna literally be on suicide watch. God damn.
I'm telling you, man. All I'm saying is sometimes the shit talk is warranted. Yo, whoever Mike is wild and fix your shit. Sometimes the shit talking is warranted. This is one of those times.
You know, Ryan talking shit is the same as, like you said earlier on, Caleb talking shit. It's just tasteless at this point.
Yeah,
but you reap what you sow.
It's I can't wait for Ryan to get knocked out because it's coming. Like, he really think he gonna make it. Joe can't save you.
Nope. Nah.
Joe can't save you. Somebody gonna get you, Ryan. Somebody is. You can't be unless he playing like I don't know what kind of boxing career Ryan Garcia is gonna have. If I'm being honest with you.
Wait, he's a boxer?
I know, right? It surprised me.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Things like the problem is with like just why you just need to humble yourself is like a perfect example that y'all is Teofimo Lopez. After he beat Loma, thought he was on top of the world. You know, ego got out of control. Showed a lot of disrespect to his contemporaries, to other people. But then his reckoning came in the form of George Cambosos. And he got humbled. So humble yourself, otherwise you're gonna get humbled.
Sometimes, man, I feel like a loss is good for fighters, man. Sometimes it brings them back to reality, man.
It can be.
Look, before Klitschko went on to rule the heavyweight division for 9 years, he had already lost to Corey Saunders and Lamont Brewster. So yeah, sometimes a loss will wake your ass up. Sometimes.
Bro, he's talking about coming back to get that win back.
Bro, I fuck with Klitschko. I don't give a shit. I fuck with Klitschko. Motherfucker, talk your shit, bro. All I know is that motherfucker was not scared of nobody. He'll fight. Hey. He didn't care.
I jumped into boxing during the Klitschko era, man. As a Ukrainian man, we all love that guy.
All right? Like, motherfuckers really talk shit about that dude, and that's because they too fucking lazy to realize that he did take on all comers, or as many as he could. The only guy
he never got that rematch.
You know what I mean? The only dude that he would not fight, which we all understand, is his brother. You know, other than that, yeah, that motherfucker, he'll throw hands like it would. He'll go down, he'll come back. Like, nah, we got to run that back, Lamont. We got to run that back.
Bro, Corey Saunders was such a killer, man. Did anybody actually see that second round knockout? Like,
bro,
Corey Saunders?
Listen, Corey in this era beat the shit out of a lot of people and hurt a lot of feelings. I've said that before.
Look what he did to Hasim Rahman, dude. I mean, yeah, he lost that fight, but he was hitting that dude so fucking hard. Like, holy shit.
Corey was a bad dude, man, but it's the petty shit. I guess you know what it is? It's that I'm old and I hate seeing petty shit. So you got a dude that's good for the sport. He fights often, you know what I mean? So you don't gotta wait long for a big fight as a fan. Yo, who Mike is that? You don't gotta wait long as a fan, you know, for a big fight to roll around. And I'm like, yo, y'all really gonna kick that dude? Y'all really gonna kick that dude when he down? Y'all ain't shit. Y'all just ain't shit.
It's not that surprising, Jules, man. I know they ain't shit, but we've seen this happen with AJ. We see this happen with so many people, and it's just shows how fickle the boxing fans are.
It really does, though. I mean, we you know, at the end of the day, we knew that, you know, you expected that, you know, some guys got to be perfect. if you Charlo, you could go out there and look like Kaka against Montiel and Karabov, but everybody else got to be perfect. It is what it is, B. That's just the sport, unfortunately.
Telling you, man, I got to trademark that appeal to fanboyism.
Bro, that shit is a psychological syndrome, yo. That shit is a syndrome.
Got to put that shit in the DSMS.
But yeah, yo, I just feel he should. I really don't think he should fight that dude again. I think you found out the hard way, and I said it already. You found out the hard way, bro. You don't belong up there with them guys, man. Like, you really don't. So just stay clear of that shit and go beat the shit out of Charlo, because that dude is not, he not shit. Just go beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Jules, use your Capricorn crystal ball right quick. Look into the future. What you see Canelo doing just until the end of the year? Is that you actually see him taking the Triple G fight, or you see him you really see him running back?
Too soon. Too soon. What my psychic powers tell me is he wants to. Eddie doesn't want him to. Eddie Reynoso doesn't want him to, and Eddie Hearn doesn't want him to. What they want him to do is fight Golovkin. And it makes sense to fight Golovkin. Like, look, you lost, but you can still fight Golovkin and beat his old motherfucking ass. So go ahead, go fight him. He old.
And this time, if he actually goes in there and knocks him out, his stock is back up through the roof.
That's what I mean. That, like, for him, because of the fans that he got and because they fuck with him like that, it ain't gonna take a lot for him to go right back to being Cash Money Canelo. Like, it really ain't. Like, all you gotta do is knock out Golovkin, and he easier to knock out.
I wish they would have fought sooner, though.
I mean, I would say, listen. If what you want is Benavidez next, that's cool. But being real, you already know that's not gonna be next. Benavidez is literally about to fight in a couple of weeks against David Lemieux, so he can't be next.
I got Lemieux for the upset.
If only.
I honestly, every time I see those big three guys fighting, Charlo, Benavidez, and goddamn Andre, I'm like, man, when's that upset coming? Come on, guys. Come on, man.
Those three should have fought each other by now.
Bro, their match so soft. It's crazy to me how soft they're matched. And they get away with it. Like, they get away with it. Like, nobody expects anything of them, yo. Like, nobody. He's literally fighting a guy that Golovkin slapped up in 2015, bro.
But Jules, their match so soft the Yellow Beezy wants to marry it. That's how soft the match is.
That's real shit. Yo,
but that was 7 years ago, Jules. He must have gotten better since then.
You guys are on the leftover trail, man. What the fuck?
Bro, David Lemieux cut his hair, bro. He cut his hair.
Yeah, that's how you know he's serious.
Yeah, he said, I hope, look, honest to God, I hope he took every steroid you could take and just everything. Like, fuck it, meldonium, osterum, put it in a blender, wash it down with some clenbuterol, follow it up with a couple of anabolic. Fuck it, bro. Go for it, B.
Take that GTA 5 bullshit on testosterone.
And he summons that old middleweight 160 power and just lets one from the.
Just put motor oil in an IV and put that shit right in his arm, yo. Just put more. Fuck it, just go, bro. Because if he were to win that fight,
oh Jesus!
Oh my God! You got knocked out by Lemieux?
By a past Lemieux after Golovkin formed.
You got knocked out by Mario Lemieux, bro.
You got knocked out by Pepe Lemieux. Like, what is wrong with you, man? Why you lost to this leftover?
Nah, but realistically, the one fight that I do see that has at least a shred of that kind of potential is the Sulietsky fight, because Sulietsky's never been knocked out. He lost to Jacobs. He lost in one-sided fashion to Andre, though. Like, Andre actually beat him more decisively than Jacobs. He didn't look half bad with Jacobs, to be honest. And what he has is, what I remember of Sulietsky is he's not a small middleweight. He's tall for the division. He's got, when I saw him, which was 2-3 years ago, he had some speed in those hands. His best punches are his straight punches. His signature is the 1-2. And that could be a situation that if out of these two fights, Charlo Sulietsky and Benavidez Lemieux, I would say Sulietsky has more of that kind of potential than Lemieux. Like, in all honesty, David Lemieux it's like, yo, I don't know why you fighting this dude, B, but It is
Same
what it
reason.
is.
It's the same reason Virgil Ortiz still fights, man. They bring in these dinosaurs out of retirement, man.
Real shit, yo. Because it's like, well, nah. Virgil fought Mean Machine, and Mean Machine is a 2-time Olympian, so I props for that. The only dude that had beat Mean Machine up until that point was Terrence Crawford. So it's kind of like, nah, that's a good fight. That's a good litmus test for that kid.
Does anyone know what
Lemieux,
Virgil's doing?
bro, I don't even know. I don't know what he's gonna do because he can't keep making 147, bro. Like you can't keep doing that. You too big.
He'll do. His life was at risk, literally, because he
he looked like a skeleton last time I saw him.
Bro, he don't need to be fucking. He don't need.
Speaking of skeleton, let's say if he does rematch Bivol Canelo right at 168, do you think he whips out that old like hydration clause?
I'd think about it at least.
Bro, if it's me, I'm A-siding everybody because y'all keep talking about me. Yo, you want the fight, right? And I'm gonna put a non-disclosure clause in there, yo. Don't be talking about me neither. You want the fight, right? You want this money? You gotta let me cheat, bro. Simple as. I would be the biggest asshole. In other words, the biggest. Not only am I gonna rehydration clause you, I'm gonna put a clause in there that says you can't talk about it. Because if you talk about it, you owe me money. You want the fight?
God,
do you want the fight?
Jesus.
God damn, man. Beaver's gonna come in
Cartello,
looking
bro.
like a goddamn. He's gonna have to chop
Canelo
off a
is
leg.
dead. It's
every time
I'm putting all kinds of clauses in there, bro. Like, listen, every day leading up to the fight, you gotta buy me a Snapple, a half and half Snapple, and bring me 2 Pop-Tarts. One of them was in a toast and one of them wasn't. That clause is in the contract. You fuck.
God damn, you're a goddamn monster, Jules.
You fuck.
Yo, you want money, right? You want paid? You want paid? Like, yo, remix. Remix
Jules,
Play need to make a thing out of that, yo.
Guess who else was talking shit, y'all? Kumaru Usman.
Oh yeah, he.
I remember
Who gives
that.
a fuck?
Oh man, like
Yeah, but like, bro, look. Like, being real, you know why he talking shit? Cause you about to go fight for one of them die-cast metal UFC things, right? And you gonna get a cool $500 for that shit.
Hey, as a hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jules. I'm actually somewhat of a UFC fan, so I
1,
can tell.
2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. It's
I'm
gonna be
somewhat-
like that scene in Spider-Man. Who remember that scene in Spider-Man where he gave him the money and he looked, wait, you said that's how Kamaru gonna be with Dana.
I said 5 minutes. It's been 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, hey, you can't do that.
Nah, but
thanks, kid.
Go ahead, bro.
Dude, even as an MMA fan, man, as someone who actually seen Kamaru Usman fight, he's not even a striker, bro.
Bro, he just trying to get paid. I've seen Kamaru's fights. Like the first Masvidal fight was terrible. Like, it was terrible. The second one was okay because he knocked his ass out. But the first one was like, bro, come on, man. I want to watch you just press up on him on the gate. This is a fight. This is your real fighting. Your truth. All you doing is pressing him at the gate and literally stepping on his toes. 2 minutes of stepping on toes. True fight.
I wonder how you train to prepare for stepping on someone's toes.
Bro, this is elite level shit.
Y'all know what gets me? Like, I dig up that video every now and then. The Bob Beer time, like, I've watched it. It's horrible. It's a bunch of homosexuals rolling around.
Bro, it ain't even. Jay, it ain't even what it's how he said. It's a bunch of homosexuals. It's like he said homo, like homo. It's a bunch of homosexuals. The guys can't take a punch. They can't throw a punch to save their life. So, yo, he was talking wild greasy.
I love Bob.
You do a good imitation, Jules. I like that.
Talking wild green, like, bro, you ain't had to say all that in the same sentence, bro. Like, you said a lot without saying a lot.
Oh, no,
but real shit, look, that fight is why I can't watch. I can watch kickboxing. I can watch Muay Thai. I can't watch UFC, bro. That dude literally had Masvidal pinned on the gate, shoulder to shoulder, press, trying to step on his foot. What is this, bro? Is this for real? You
So let
trying
me
to
get
step
this
on his
straight.
foot.
If it was a real fight like in the street, he would step on your Jordans.
That's what he's saying. That I'm gonna mash your Timbs all up. That's how I'm gonna win the fight. I'm gonna mash your
Oh no,
Timbs
not the
all up.
Tims.
I know, right?
Mm.
Then you gotta fucking shoot him. Like, bro, you did not have
And
to
he
do
got
that.
dirty feet. He got
Did
corns
not have
and
to do that, fam. Like, you really going, yo,
shit.
you know what I mean? Shit is crazy. No, but I can't. All jokes aside, I can't. Like, I seen, which was the one I seen? I think it was Yan and Adesanya. Was that it?
Oh, that was a boring ass fight.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I bought a card last year. It was the Usman Masvidal 2 card. That was a good card. Like all the fights.
I'm gonna say, look,
good, yeah.
the fights that I have seen, like I got and I've said this in the last, I think it was either the last live or the one before that. I have the utmost respect for Khabib. Like he's a bad dude, bro.
God, man.
But I can't watch it. I can't watch him fight, bro.
Thug Rose.
torture.
Thug Rose, right? Thug Rose,
Yeah,
right?
Thug Rose, like Joanna Churk or her. I can't say her name.
Johan Jacek, I think that's how it's
Your Shinker Shurker. Churkin. I love watching them fight. But the majority of they guys, nah, I can't watch it. It's nah. The dude, now it was a fight last year where the dude got DQ'd. I liked that dude. Like, yeah, he fight. Like, he fighting. He ain't just laying on you. That's not a fight, bro. You don't want him to get up because you don't want it to go to the hand. So I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch.
The thing that worries me though about the future of that promotion is that most of them like are the stars that have just made it like in their mid-30s.
Yeah.
Like they're on the wrong side of 30, and it's like hard for them to look for a star that's like below that age, that 30.
Well, Gerard Butler.
That you could grow up with, man. Because like, look, Jones is gone, McGregor's gone, Rousey's gone. You know, they got to build a familiar
Why you
face
think
up.
Why you think they brought Maisha Tate back, bro?
They did.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they did.
They did, right?
Clay Guida. Like, goddamn, I seen that doing the fucking UFC.
Like,
game,
if anything, listen. The Mandingo Warrior just kicked off Gina Carano off the show last year. Get Gina Carano. She not doing the Mandingo shit no more. Get Gina. Restart her.
You talking the Mandalorian?
The Mandingo.
Hey, come on, man.
Good day such
I
as
was about
these.
to
I
say,
don't know all
like
about
the
it.
Mandingo.
She became a porn star.
She's on
Disney Plus extra.
Bro, she was on the Mandingo. She played
You saw a porn parody.
Oh Jesus, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like, what the hell?
the Mandingo Warrior. The Mandingo Warrior.
Stuff, man.
Remember, she said
The
some shit,
Mandalorian.
Yeah, she said some crazy shit. And they got rid of her.
and
ass.
they kicked her ass right off the Mandingo. Next thing, so
You see, I don't know what Mad Dingo means, but I'm scared to Google it.
Yeah, go look it up. Go look it up.
Google it, yo.
You good, bro.
Google it. Just go. If anything,
Google
if you
that,
they look, the other girl that keep losing fights that wear the glasses, what was her name? She fought everybody, but she keep losing. She wear glasses.
She nerdy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roxanne Setaferi, I think.
What's her last name?
Setaferi.
They kicked her off. You know, she got cut. Holly Holm. You know, she over here talking about a Katie Taylor fight. That's what she talking about. She talking about come back. Harley Holmes said, if I come back to boxing, it gotta be for Katie.
That would be good, though.
That'd be
I can see
good.
it.
But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, why is Holly Holm talking about a Katie Taylor more than that's why I'm like, look, what Virtuoso said is true. Like, they don't got a flag bearer right now. Not really. Like I thought the whole thing was to make the Jones and Ngannou fight. That's what I thought it was all about.
But Jones is literally what they accuse Canelo of being, man. He sniffs everything from left to right and up and down.
I mean, that would have happened if Jones hadn't beaten his wife.
Wants to go straight to Katie with no tune-up, no nothing, just straight fight to her.
That's what she said. There's a boxing scene article, bro, and that's what she said. She said, if I come back to boxing, it has to be for Katie Taylor.
Would that be a title fight or just a fight in general? Like,
I mean, I wonder, because I don't know how MMA weight classes work. I don't actually know. Where is she campaigning? Because I'm gonna assume that it got to be somewhere around lightweight because Katie ain't
I think
gonna
it's
fight.
35.
All right, then it makes sense because that's where Katie campaigns. So it's like, yeah, it could happen. But it's true what Virtuoso said, that when you think about the roster they got, bro, people tired of seeing Masvidal get his ass beat. Nate Diaz is cool, but he gonna lose, bro. And nobody understand him. Yeah, fuck it. Who see Usual Suspects?
I've seen it. I know.
Ain't he just like that guy?
But played by what's it, Benicio del Toro, right?
That guy sounds like Popeye. If you listen to the only dude that's more fucked up than Verbal, who like this.
Hey, who's the dude that got knocked out with that front kick, man? They had a
Tony Ferguson. That was bad. That was so bad.
Bro, they had like they freeze framed the shot with the shit like they look like
man,
20
his
plus
face
years.
worked so hard he looked like a Neanderthal, man. He was all.
There's nobody there, bro.
God damn, I heard Abraham Lincoln, but not a Neanderthal.
Yeah,
wait, are you talking about Tony or Frankie?
Tony Ferguson.
Tony.
Nah, because I remember someone kicked Frankie in the face and he looked like an NFT after that. So
that was what's his name, the Korean and black dude, Ben something. I remember that.
Yeah,
Ben. He got him.
That guy.
He kicked him from the ground. That was a brutal kick too.
This how I know the UFC got something going on, like something that they're really looking for the next guy. They got that kid from Liverpool that looked like the fat kid from Family Guy. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, I know you. I know you, man. I don't know.
He's talking about Paddy Pimblett and talking about Chris from Family Guy.
He looked like Chris. Chris said, "Fucking Chris." Paddy said, "Yo, I make more money outside the UFC. So if I could make the same money inside the cage that I make outside the cage, then I'll fight more often." They trying to get like Dana sees, it's money in the UK if we could find a good fighter in the UK. And it looked like they trying for it to be Paddy, but Paddy is not active enough, I guess, because he said, I make more money outside the cage. So if you want to see me in the cage more often, you got to pay me. It's like they really don't have a star right now. They got Meatball Molly, Patty Cake, and it's hard times, yo.
You know what's crazy too?
Is it real as that? Is that somewhat of a star or no?
Look, he's a great fighter, but a star? I don't know. He's a great fighter. Like, he's probably one of the elite. Him and Asma is one of the elite guys that they have. Asma?
I'm gonna give that fool an inhaler.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, you gotta be a fighting ass motherfucker. Yeah, I'm gonna step on his foot. That's some fighting ass shit.
Man, Julius, you know how
Sims, bro.
Jordan. Bro, you gotta be a fighting ass motherfucker. Like, I ain't enough room to punch him, and I can't really kick him. But what I can do is I can step on his foot. That's a fighting ass motherfucker if I ever seen one.
Man, you know how big John Jones would be if he just had a better reputation, man? If that dude wasn't such a piece of shit, man, he would be so fucking huge across the world.
He's fun to watch.
He really is. He's amazing as a martial artist. Like, man, I don't even know how to describe him. He's so good.
He's like Jax without the arms.
Bro, he's physically blessed, man.
He is.
Yes.
I just wish he cut down on the fucking eye pokes.
Yeah.
I wish he cut.
Y'all want to hear something jacked up? I saw on Twitter like Dana White made. I guess he got in trouble for domestic violence, right?
Yep.
Dana White put that shit up on Twitter. Dana White posted. He said, "Don't worry, Johnny. It's okay. We'll find you some more sparring partners."
Damn.
No, but look, Dana. I mean, like, I get the feeling that they in a bind right now because Conor is gone. Ronda been gone, so that's not fucking news.
Yeah, she's with the WWE now.
Nunez got beat, so she ain't on top no more.
Oh yeah.
Like what? And she doing a reality show now. Like it's Amanda and the girl that whooped her ass, and they got teams. Like, bro, what is this shit? Just do the fucking rematch. Like, what is this shit?
Oh, they're trying to do tough again, but it's like you gotta have people with personality to do that shit.
Nothing.
No, Cyborg is getting money at Bellator. Cyborg is
Bellator.
at Bellator. She just won her last fight. Cyborg, like I know
Dana fucked
Bellator.
up his chances with Cyborg.
Yes, he did, because that rift between them, like, fat chance of her going back there. But even if she did, who's she gonna fight?
Not Amanda.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro,
Man, they fucked up.
You mentioned Conor not coming back, so I don't know if you're up to date. So I think it was yesterday. Charles Oliveira got stripped because he was like 0.5 pounds off.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
So after the fight, so the way I'm seeing it, this motherfucker Dana is lining things up for a potential Conor versus Charles Oliveira fight.
And this the shit. Bro, and Charles gonna beat the shit out of him though.
Bro,
Why?
Charles is gonna put his ass to sleep.
Bro, all I'm saying is, when is the last time Conroy won a fight?
2016, maybe?
Before Khabib took his soul?
I would say I say when he beat Cowboy Cerrone with his shoulder.
Yeah.
Dude, he literally hit him with his
shoulder.
I'm like, that shit was weird, bro.
But the way he broke his leg was the bad.
Oh, he didn't break him, man, bro. He was like one short of it, like jutting out his skin, looking like a goddamn
God,
ER
all
show.
he did, yo, listen, the other dude, who's the dude he was fighting that night?
Gaethje, right? No, not Gaethje.
Tai Chi. He was fighting Tai Chi.
No,
all
he
he did was take
from Louisiana.
the dude didn't hit him, bro.
No,
he literally took a
and his leg snapped.
I was like, yo, and this guy's gonna save.
Oh, you're talking about the Poirier shit? That shit was terrible.
Yeah. Right.
Bro, I was about to call him Shao Kahn.
Beating that ass too,
bruh. It's like,
Dude,
I feel like Dana White's failsafe is to conjure up Conroy whenever they're in a bind, because it's like, you know, Conroy has a following, like. But even now, I think Conroy's following. It's not what, like, bro. People don't believe in him no more, bro.
I think
after that last loss, everybody's saying like he's done. Don't come back. Just forget about it. Retire.
They're gonna have to bring back John Jones, because Ngannou, he's going on to greener pastures.
He is, bro. He on the eve of Tyson Fury money. You think he going to sign a contract with Dana? Like, nah. He could get Just let Tyson punch you in your face 3 times. You'll make more money than you ever made in the UFC.
Bro,
he should fight Jake. He should fight Jake Paul.
Like
That's
Tio letting that big dude punch him in the stomach.
Real shit.
Conor started losing fans after he punched that old ass dude at the bar for not drinking his shitty beer.
No, he lost fans when he didn't knock the old dude out. That's
I need that man's chin.
Oh, the motherfucker sitting in the stool getting hit.
Bro,
Hey, them Vietnam vets were built different, man.
Hey, that's true though. That is true.
I don't know about y'all, but like that post-fight interview where like when he was talking to Conor after when he lost the Poirier, talking like, your wife sent me DMs, but bro, I'd have charged his ass. Like,
bro, I'd have kicked him right in his fucking leg.
Bro, he didn't have to do it, man. Dumbass Conor done broke his own leg for him.
Bro, that dude, he beat
He just
himself.
took a step back and his leg snapped in half. That was like so bizarre, man. It's like,
Well, you know what it could have been, country? It could have been drills. You know, because I'm like, that. You know, in all honesty, that's not supposed to happen. So maybe it's repeated trauma that eventually, when you put some weight on that shit, it fucking broke.
You think it's like Floyd's brittle hands just after years of...
No, honest to God, yeah. It's either from being kicked or kicking some shit.
Probably both.
Yeah.
That was cringeworthy to watch that, man. It was like,
or it could be drugs. Listen, drugs weaken bone density. He could be on meth or some shit. Like, he be wilding. Like, he don't act regular. Like, bro, you got yacht, you got money, right? Listen, you shouldn't even be fighting no more. You should just go collect different good-looking joints from every continent and have an all-month orgy every day. Every hour.
Yeah, but you know, crackheads are built different, man. And he's a goddamn level 5 crackhead.
He is a level 5 crackhead. Like you gotta if you let him run, he'll run across the whole United States in 24 hours. B. That dude is wild. That's probably
he does a lot of road work, bro. He gotta be on meth.
That guy's something else, man. I don't know.
Real shit. But he's the UFC's last hope, because honestly, God, what Virtuoso said, he echoed what I've been thinking all this time, that I'm like, you know, Yan is fun to watch sometimes, but he don't have star quality. You know, I think Justin Tai Chi lost his last fight, right? He got beat this week. He got choked the fuck out.
Who's that one dude that's making waves? Kamzat Chimaev, or what's that?
Yeah, Hamza Chimaev.
Hamza Shiraz don't have star power though. You like Aldi Khabib, like best yet Khabib, or like you're not really Khabib, you kebab.
What my friends call Hosma, we just call him Khabib 2.0 electric boogaloo.
He's like Khabob. Like if he's Khabib,
he remind me of actually. He kind of reminds me of just like a second-rate version of Khabib a little bit. Just
yeah, he like Down syndrome Khabib. Like
we got Chinese bootleg Khabib.
Yeah, he Canal Street. He Canal Street Khabib.
You ordered fucking a Khabib from fucking Wish.
He Canal Street Khabib, yo. Like them leather jackets they got in Canal Street. You get it home.
No. I'll defend Kamzat a little bit. At least he like actually puts people to sleep with his hands a decent amount of times now. So I could at least respect that instead of holding.
Yeah, but his best win is against the fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu dude. I don't remember his name.
We'll see if Hazmat. We'll see if Hazmat suit is the real deal. If Hazmat is just as good as Khabib, because all I see is that you look like Khabib. That's all I see. Like you look like
Khabib's the
Khabib.
eagle, Hazmat's the pigeon. Close enough.
Where he's the where.
God damn.
No. The proper term is squab.
Squab, right?
Squab, dove, whatever.
I mean, you can't look. This is the other thing. Khabib was wildly successful. Like I really admire that guy because of his religion. That he was devout, and he's I feel like he's a man of integrity. That's the energy that you see around him, right? So I respect the hell out of that dude. But he never became what Conroy became. You know what I mean? That you didn't do that business-wise for the UPC. So without another Conroy, I don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
They're putting their money on Sean O'Malley and Patty Pimblett. That's a sad existence right there.
Bro, and Sean is fat. I mean, Patty is fat as shit. Like he look like Tony Bellew right now.
They got to bring back John Jones so they could build up a fight with him and Izzy.
You know what? I got a question. Do you think MMA is outdoing boxing right now?
Hell no. Look at the situation. Really. Look at what we're saying, bro. No, and they don't have a face.
And Ngannou can't even get paid right, bro. That's why he's entertaining Tyson Fury.
Yeah, like if you think about it, I'm gonna put it to you this way, country. In Ngannou, you have a guy who's at the height of his mixed martial arts career, right? Like he's more popular now, I would say, than he's ever been. And he's at the peak of his performance, you know, like for what it's worth. He's as good as he's ever been. But he's thinking about leaving the fucking league. So what does that say? You got Camaro asthma, Chevy Camaro asthma. He worried about boxers. Bro, you supposed to be worried about rolling on the floor with men, not boxers.
And he's the pound for pound #1 fighter too. That's how shit it is.
He's the ground
Camarón used Carl Sussman. He can't get a fight.
Yeah, like asthma don't have nobody that could give him a big payday. And he don't want to keep rolling around the floor with them men.
Jesus.
Well, that's why I gotta bring in Papa Fury, man.
Yo,
I mean, that Ngannou Fury fight, I ain't watch. That's a cash grab. That's like Mayweather McGregor all over again. That's what that is.
What's the next big fight in the UPC?
Conor versus goddamn Charles Oliveira. That's about it, man. That's all I can think of.
If they re-sign John Jones, they'll make him fight.
In the comments says that MMA is doing 850,000 to like 1 million too every pay-per-view.
Is that what the pay-per-views have been doing? I really don't know. They've been doing
some of them, but some do like
that's a good amount of money, man. Why is it that the fighters can't even get paid? Why they fighters get paid as much as the McDonald's employees do?
Well, no, I mean, look, if they're doing, I honestly don't keep up with their numbers, so I don't know what they're doing, but I see that they don't have a face. Like, Hazmat suit can't be it.
I mean,
he looked like Adrian. He looked like that. He looked like the guy from The Pianist. You know the guy that his nose is really fucking long.
Bro, he was in Predator. He was in Predator.
Yeah. Adrian Broner. Yeah, he looked like.
Hey, don't disrespect the actor like that.
You look like Adrian Brody.
You know I beat that boy.
But I just want to ask this question: like, if you're making solid numbers on pay-per-view, buy rates, why are you paying your fighters so low?
Operational costs, or you know what I really look. An MMA fan is gonna say that based on the pay-per-views they're bringing in, that they're doing well. I'm looking at them and I don't get the sense they're doing well. They're trying to expand because there's not much new shit going on. So you're looking to the UK and you want to, which I think is good. That's smart, at least. If you can get those Brits to become, you know, MMA fans, it's sustainable over there. You know, it is sustainable, but you need someone with the talent. You know, that's the main thing. So I just don't really get the sense that things are great right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say they're fucked up because I don't think they're fucked up, but I don't get the sense that things are great right now. I really don't.
I think that is a level of parity that they have there. Like anybody could get knocked out, and so how are you going to have a face of a company that's going to stand out? It's going to be dominant.
What's the fight that really captures? Because the main thing with them is, oh, well, our guys fight the best. No, you just recycle Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal over and over again.
Pretty much.
You know, that's the one thing. That's the one advantage that boxing, that the UFC has over boxing, is just the redeemable value of this mid-level talent.
Yeah, but how fucking redeemable is it, bro? Like, how many times do you got to conjure up Nate D? He can barely talk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
By the time, but this time next year, they're going to be wheeling him in on a dolly.
Hey, don't disrespect
I'm
Nate
not
Concussion
surprised.
Diaz.
Drew going to be coming out his mouth.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, the MMA fans are a lot more loyal to their fighters than us boxing fans are, man.
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, that's a given. That's a given. It's just that I evaluate the quality of the product I like, this is what shouldn't happen, but it is what does happen. Boxing is a lot bigger than MMA globally because it's not limited to just one promotion or one outfit. There are several big outfits throughout different territories around the world. We tend to talk about the American ones, you know, but in the greater scheme of things, okay, when I compare that, okay, for example, I have a fantastic fight that doesn't cost me an arm and a leg, that isn't a pay-per-view in Better Be versus Smith.
Yeah.
It's a great fight.
For free.
For free.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look over now, okay, well, I'm going to see how many fights like that does the UFC have, one, that are en route, that are done, and how many like that can they make? And I'm like, well, to my knowledge, the Bon Jones Bones fight was the fight with Francois and Ganga. That was the fight that everybody was waiting for.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, the butchering of the names.
I love it. But no, no bullshit aside. All bullshit aside. I literally thought that was like, okay, well, this is the next super fight in the UPC.
I agreed. I want to see that the most. That's fine.
That's what I literally thought was the next super fight. Like, okay, well, this is the one. Now we're gonna see if John Bones Jones could really hang with this cat, because this cat is the real motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. Francis is leaving the fucking UFC. John is beating up his wife and sniffing coke.
And not in that order.
With Dana White's greedy ass.
Yeah, but I mean, what does it say that Dana is not willing to pay them to do the fight? It says something that Dana don't say, listen, boys, come to the table. I'm going to give you the kind of money you want because the UFC is going to make this fight happen. Is it that you don't have it to give them? Think about it, bro. It's his own shit.
I think if I recall, like a while back, John Jones was saying like he wanted 30 mil, like for the fight, some crazy shit like that.
I think he don't. Oh, I didn't know that. Then he don't want to fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight.
Because he wanted like Deontay Wilder type money for the fight. If he was.
Oh, not.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Then that means all right. Thanks. Because then that tells me then that you don't want to fight then, because what you like you're not gonna get that.
Not at all. That's what I'm.
You're not gonna get
must
that.
be out of his fucking mind. You can get paid that. Are you kidding me?
You might as well cross over to boxing if you.
Who would John Jones fight in boxing? I mean, shit, I'd paid to see him get fucked up because he's kind of an asshole.
Me too.
Listen. I don't think John Jones could beat Jake Paul in a boxing match.
Nope.
Dang.
Oh, you putting him at Jake Paul level, bro? That's pretty high up there, man.
Fuck is I'm in a good mood. I made a lot of money yesterday, so I'm in a good mood. But I did like shit. Them lives, man, shit. Like really though, like he's not fighting. He's like, you might as well cross over into boxing, bro. Aren't you retired? How many years has it been since he fought?
His
like
last
2 or 3, right?
His last supposed fight he didn't even do because of drugs.
Bruh, has it been like 3 years?
I remember the last one was the Reyes fight. I just don't remember.
Oh no,
Yeah, I think it might be 3 years.
He didn't look good in the Reyes fight.
That's 2 years.
Yeah,
2 years.
no, he looked like
February,
shit.
February 2020. That's his last fight.
Wasn't his last fight against Daniel Cormier?
No, it was the Reyes fight, and there was,
Reyes,
and some people said like I
because Reyes was piecing them up, so it kind of looked bad.
That's why. Okay.
I mean, he's not gonna fight, and two, the other thing, supremely talented as he might have been, I don't know this, so I would have to ask you guys: was he a ticket seller?
Not really. No, he had one good pay-per-view, and that was I think the first or second fight with Cormier.
But I don't
and then
understand,
after that, never cracked him out.
Infamous.
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense. Like he's one of the guys that they.
I mean, Connor's infamous.
But Connor's a fucking idiot.
Hey, Julius, you do know that John killed somebody, right?
He did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he killed a pregnant lady.
I forgot about that.
Accident? Was that the car accident?
Yep.
Was he drunk?
Wait, hold on. That pregnant lady died? No, that
she
can't
did.
be.
She
That's
did.
why I called him a piece of shit, dude. That's why I've called him a piece
Wait,
of shit.
hold the fuck
That's
on.
terrible, man.
Yeah, he's not gonna sell any tickets. Damn, no wonder they still looking at Connor. Like, Connor, you got another one left in you?
Connor, don't make us go back to the little fucking woman killer over here. Please, Connor.
Bro, that's crazy. Like, they don't have... I just don't see what they have. But maybe I'm being too short-sighted, you know, because I feel like I'm being short-sighted. Like, they have to have something. They make money. They have to have something. I don't know.
Again, it's they have a loyal, like... It's not even a niche, man, because their competitor's Bellator, so it's a niche.
Yeah, but Bellator has Chris Pyrex.
No, that's like Scott Coker, who's the owner of Bellator, is one of the worst promoters I've ever seen.
I mean, I never hear people
Exactly.
talk about Bellator fights ever.
Again, it's an MMA niche.
My man, did you say his last name is Coker?
I think so, or Corker.
Yeah,
or something
that's
like
his
that.
name, Coker.
Scott Quaker? Like Quaker Oats?
He basically runs a second-rate promotion. It's like WCW was the WWF.
Wait a minute now. Don't talk about that. Like WCW was alright. They had Sting, who was like,
yeah, and that was it.
Wow, man. I was about to throw in Ric Flair, you know, Eddie Guerrero, like, oh, come on.
No, they had WCW had a good era though. Like that.
Yeah.
I was honest to God, I was never into. As soon as I saw Sting, I'm like, bro, are you really trying to be the Crow? Like, you literally gonna steal his whole thing? Are you just gonna steal his whole thing? The
That's what he did. He did look like the fucking Crow.
Bro,
Like,
that's where he got it from when he was up there in the rafters.
Ray just took me to how to realize that shit. That's wild.
Bro, and I don't know why they let him get away with it. Like, bro, he's stealing the Crow's whole thing. Like, see, what I loved about WWE is WWF when I grew up with it, but still WWE.
You know why they changed it? You know why they changed it?
Why'd they change it?
World Wildlife Fund had the same initials, so they forced the WWE. Seriously, they forced them to change it.
But let me get on my shit. There was moments in the WWE that with the F that was super dope. Like when Ultimate Warrior ran. Remember I told you about that shit is in here, B. I was hyped when he ran down that shit to help Hogan. I was hyped, B. All right. And Stone Cold, how he transitioned from character to character until he found the right one that worked. That was dope to me. That he found one that worked. He on his redneck shit. He gonna drink this beer and stun the shit out of you, yo. I love the Attitude Era, B. I ain't even going. I don't watch it now, but that era, that was dope.
You know what was a classic moment in the Attitude Era? It was when The Rock came out with the Nation and he gave everybody a gift, and he turns around and gives Ron Simmons an autographed poster of himself. That was comedy gold.
Like,
That
the
was
way he was,
hilarious.
I loved it because he was an asshole, but it
but
worked.
y'all know why I fucks with Stone Cold? Like, he actually had this man had the balls to go and shove Mike Tyson in the middle of that fucking ring and not give two fucks about it. Like, you don't do that to Mike. You don't do that to Mike.
Like, I'll say that having seen both eras, and I had to think long and hard about this, but the Attitude Era to me is arguably the greatest era, better than the Hogan era. Even though the Hogan era is like, the golden era, your Ultimate Warrior, Hogan, Andre the Giant, Yokozuna, Rikishi, all these people. The Attitude Era, man, they had a lot of good. They had some more, and they had some good games too to play on PlayStation, man.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
You remember the Tonga kid in Umaga?
Yeah, I remember them. I
went to junior high school and high school with them dudes, man. I knew them.
Get the fuck out of here,
Wow. For real, I did. I'm not lying. In San Francisco.
Wow. Yeah, but I wouldn't shit on I wouldn't compare Bellator to WCW, in other words, because WCW produced some good shit, some decent.
It's been a pleasure, Jules, man. I got to skedaddle 'cause I got some bio homework I've been procrastinating, so I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking go to sleep. My wife keeps slamming the fucking door, which means she probably wants me to. She was slamming that door over and over. I'm like, why the fuck does she keep doing that? It's time to go to bed, fellas. Always a pleasure.
Likewise, stay safe.
Good night, guys.
Thanks for having me on. Have a good night.
All right.